fly ball to left field deep. Way back! Way back! This ball is gone! A walk-off home run! Newport Gulls win it here in the 11th.
This is the Newport Gulls pregame show, live from Cardines Field in Newport, Rhode Island.
Swing and a miss, strike three. It's all over. The Newport Gulls are the 2008 Southern Division champions.
Coming up, interviews, stats, standings, lineups, and a whole lot more.
Swinging a high drive to deep right. Oh, is this ball crushed? Way back and gone. Joey Manning with a towering shot. Swinging a high drive to deep left. And you can forget about it. Cal Conley with his third home run of the game.
Stay tuned. The Newport Gulls pregame show starts now on the NECBL Broadcast Network. In his 6th season covering Newport Gulls baseball, here is play-by-play broadcaster Nick Lima.
Thank you, Larry Cunningham. Hello and welcome to Cardines Field here in Newport, Rhode Island, where tonight the Newport Gulls get set to get underway with their 5th home game already of this 2009 season. Newport coming off a rainout on the road yesterday. Never actually made the trip to Pittsfield, Massachusetts in an interdivision game. Continues interdivision play here tonight as the Gulls expect to host the Danbury Westerners. Rain showers this morning have given way to sunny skies here at Cardines Field as we get set for baseball. The Newport Gulls come into the ball game tonight, 5-3 in the NECBL Eastern Division here in the month of June. And as Newport Gulls General Manager Chuck Paver, who will be joining us in our front office report here in the pregame show, is fond of saying, June is spring training, July is the season. Just another week or so here to go in June before the season really gets fired up. We're already into some good baseball here as the Gulls get set for the 9th game of this regular season. It's the Newport Gulls and the Danbury Westerners, and it's next here on the NECBL Broadcast Network. Stay tuned. The pregame show starts right now. And welcome back here at Cardines Field as our Newport Gulls pregame show continues. I'm Nick Lima, now joined by Newport Gulls General Manager Chuck Paver. Chuck, it's time for the front office report. Good to see you again.
Good to see you, Nick. Thank you for inviting me again.
Chuck, biggest news in the last week was the Major League Baseball first-year player draft, which saw the Newport Gulls send almost 20 players drafted at some form or another.
That's correct. 17 to be exact, Nick, and that makes our organization very proud of each and every one of those guys in our organization.
Including a couple players were either scheduled to be here in Newport this season or are with the team right now. Some opted, not to sign, and others decided to sign.
Yes, Brett Wallach signed. We knew that he was going to be a real risky prospect for us. He had an outstanding year at Orange Coast College, and he went in the 3rd round, and that's pretty good money. Joey Bergman also went in the 22nd round, but he decided to return back to school and then came here.
And the Newport Gulls have a couple of temporary players on their roster. Are their contracts going to be extended for the remainder of the season?
Yes, we offered the opportunity to both Dan Corrigan and Dylan Stone, and Dan has another obligation, but Dylan is going to stick with the Gulls for the rest of the summer.
So when will the Newport Gulls lose Dan Corrigan?
He's already gone.
Right. So that will put Newport's roster at 27 total for the time being. Are you looking for someone else to fill up that last roster spot?
No, we don't need to, Nick. We're fine. 27 is a good number, but that's what we're going to go with.
The roster's expanding to 28 players this season. It's given you a little more leeway in terms of making sure you have enough players to field a team, but still you had some difficulties in the first couple weeks of this season. Only 9 position players for the first full week and a half.
That's correct, Nick. Tough this year. You know, the Major League Draft being on the 11th really is late, and that caused a problem for us. Additionally, we had 7 teams go to the NCAA first regional, that had players on our program, and so it made it difficult for us to manage, but we're just about done now.
Finishing up with the draft results, some former Newport Gulls were drafted very high, including Chris Dominguez and Dan Mahoney.
Yeah, outstanding. Chris Dominguez, she gets drafted every year, I think, Nick. But 3rd round, I think he's done now, and he's going to go play pro ball, and good for him.
So the Newport Gulls and the Danbury Westerners getting set for interdivision play here tonight. These are old Southern Division rivals, and now, of course, they'll only be seeing each other twice this year. And again, the Gulls are not going to be missing those trips to Western Connecticut and Western Massachusetts 3 times this season. Only have to go once now, especially to Danbury, which is always a tough field to play in.
Yeah, that's correct, Nick. I think it's a long trip always for us. That 3-hour ride down the west side of Connecticut. So we shortened up these trips this summer, and it's good for these guys.
Newport Gulls' starting rotation is starting to filter out a little bit, but still waiting for a couple more pitchers. Who is remaining to arrive here in Newport?
Well, let's see. Brad Mincy will be here tomorrow. He's from East Carolina. And we have Derek Jones from Washington State, an outfielder, will be here Sunday. We're all done after that, Nick.
So Jones will be the fourth or fifth outfielder?
Be the fifth.
So the Newport Gulls nearly have a full squad and are ready to go and make a run for the championship. Of course, the Gulls have been in that championship series each of the last 2 seasons, unsuccessful against the Vermont Mountaineers and the Sanford Mainers, trying to get there again. What kind of strategy do you look at in the offseason when you look at what the mistakes were last year, the successes of last year, when trying to change things for the following season?
Well, Nick, you always build these teams with pitching and defense, and then get a nice offense balanced, with some speed, some power, some average hitters, all that kind of stuff, lefties and righty combinations. So we managed to do that, but pitching and defense are going to win most games, and that's what we were always trying to capitalize on. Last 2 years, our Achilles heel has been our defense, at least in the championship round. That's where we really got exposed. So we feel that we're going to be very defensive this summer. We're happy about where we're sitting.
Offensively, as a team, the Gulls in general have been slow at the bat so far. Have one of the lower team batting averages in the NCBL, but things are starting to pick up, and they're being led by, at least with power hitting, by 2 of the returning Newport Gulls, and Joey Manning and Mike Melillo, each who homered here this week at Cardines Field.
Yes, and Nick, when these guys come from aluminum bats to wood bats, pitching is always ahead of the hitting. But, they're starting to make those adjustments, and they will, and this team is awfully offensive. I'm not really concerned about their hitting.
Lastly, Chuck, tonight is the first Friday night home game for the Gulls this season. The previous 2 were rained out. Rained out last night in Pittsfield. Already 4 games washed away this season for the Newport Gulls. So we're going to have a busy month of July with doubleheaders. That's correct. But, we got a pitching staff built for that. We got a squad built for that. We got 27 roster players, and we'll be ready to go, Nick. Newport Gulls General Manager Chuck Paver, thanks for joining us here in the pregame show. We'll see you next Friday. Thank you very much. Thanks for having me. Good luck in the game tonight. That's our pregame visit with Newport Gulls General Manager Chuck Paver. The pregame show continues with the Gulls Eye View next here on the NECBL Broadcast Network. Back here now at Cardines Field as our Newport Gulls pregame show continues. Nick Lehman now joined by the Newport Gulls Director of Game Day Operations, Sam Glynn. Sam, how are you doing today?
I'm doing very well, thank you.
Sam, this is your first season here with the Newport Gulls as the operations director. You have big shoes to fill in the form of B.J. Pavanka, who was here with the team for 3 years. I'm sure the front office let you know about his prowess before you took the job.
Yes, they definitely did. I still get called the new BJ, so it's big shoes to fill, but I feel like I'm doing a pretty good job.
You fill those shoes quite nicely so far. You always help us out finding a crew for our fine carrier operators and whatnot, all volunteers here at Cardines Field. What other duties do you have with the front office?
I pretty much I take care of all the volunteers, organize what they're doing night to night. All the pregame stuff, we have baseball buddies, first pitch, national anthem, things like that. And now my new role is kind of being the MC of the pregame, kind of taking over Chuck's duties doing that so we can relax. So it's fun. I'm enjoying it so far. It's good.
Sam, tell us about yourself. Where are you from? Where are you going to school? What are your career ambitions?
I live in Barrington, Rhode Island. I go to school at Florida Southern. A little bit of history there. We got Pat Sos and Coach Coombs, so they like me, which is good. I'm a junior and marketing major, and I'm looking to hopefully someday work in the front office for the Red Sox, hopefully, or any big league team. But I feel like this is a good place to begin and a good place to get my foot in the door, and I'm having a good time so far. If
you ever check out the NHCBL alumni page, there's a couple of former team officials who are now in big shots in front offices, including a couple of assistant general managers of major league teams out there. Peter Woodfork, who used to work in the front office for the Rhode Island Reds team in this league, which went defunct about 10 years ago now, is the assistant GM for the Arizona Diamondbacks. So, hey, you never know. This is certainly a great experience for you. And how do you get involved with the Newport Gulls? How did you get this job in the first place?
Well, I've always kind of known about the Gulls just living in Rhode Island, and I played baseball my first 2 years at Florida Southern, so I kind of knew about it then. And I decided to focus on school this past year, and I wanted to get into the baseball. I started doing a little bit down there in Florida, kind of getting a little bit of experience doing that. And then I spoke to Chuck a couple times, and he offered me the job, and something I couldn't really refuse. It's a great opportunity and a great place in Newport for the summer, so I can't ask for anything more.
Finally, Sam, BJ was always very enthusiastic about this team, and I remember having some long conversations with him, and he would just go on and on about how great the Newport Gulls bullpen is and our closers, and Dan Mahoney, he just lights out. You have had the opportunity to be here, and of course you're always busy during the games, but you get to be here for every home game. You're in the front office, so you hear what's going on every day. How do you think this team's chances are this season, and how do you think they fared so far here in NECBL competition?
I think we got a great chance this year. Year in, year out, the goals are always up there, and sometimes things don't quite work out. But this year, we got a pretty well-rounded team: defense, offense. Our pitching's really deep. We got great hitters, so we hope to go deep in the playoffs again this year, like we have the past 5 out of 6 years or 6 out of 7 years. I'm not quite sure, but it's a great place to play for these guys, and hopefully we can make it all the way this year.
Sam Glenn, Newport Gulls Director of Game Day Operations, the new BJ. You're doing a fine job. Keep up the good work. Thanks for joining us here in the Gulls Eye View. I'll let you get back to your concession stand food.
All right, thank you.
That's the Gulls Eye View. Newport Gulls pregame show continues with the Manager's Report next here on the NECBL Broadcast Network. Back here now at Cardines Field, time for the Manager's Report, joined today by Newport Gulls assistant coach Scott Virgilak. Coach, how you doing?
Good, Nick. How we doing?
I'm doing all right. This is the first time we've had you on so far in this 2009 season. What brings you back for a fourth season here with the Newport Gulls?
Well, number one, it's the Gulls. Once you're around them, Chuck always talks about it's like family. And for me, this is home, so it's even better. It's just a great organization, great support staff, and it's a fun summer. You can't beat it.
Newport Gulls have had a slew of rainouts this season. 2 Friday night games at home rained out, 2 road games as of late, including a game that was supposed to be played in Pittsfield yesterday, so Newport got an extra off day, an extended homestand here. Newport 2-1 on this homestand so far, trying to sweep the homestand here tonight as they play the Danbury Westerners. The last Newport Gulls game at home was on Wednesday here, as Newport took a narrow 3-2 victory over your former ball club, the Northampton Steeplecats.
Yeah, it was a good game. I was hurting that day, had kidney stones, was in the hospital all day. It's kind of ironic. 2 years ago, I had them going up to North Adams. So, I got to the hospital like, man, we're playing North Adams tonight. How ironic is that? But, it was a good game. I was in the dugout. I was a little groggy still from the medication, but it was good to pull out a W. Just a good baseball game. All of our games so far have been, good baseball games, whether we've won or lost them. They've all been tight games. So that says a lot about our pitching staff, and defensively we've been picking the ball up. So we're always going to be in games if we keep doing that.
It was certainly different seeing Mike Coombs with that batting helmet, with a helmet on down that third base coach's box. He's pretty animated over there.
Yeah, he was. He kept at every inning. He kept running. Virgie, all right? Can you get out there? I'm like, yeah, I can get out there, but I don't know, what's gonna happen. No, he did a good job. He's been around baseball his whole life, and there's not too many decisions you make down there. But when a guy does get thrown out, of course, everyone blames it on you. So hey, it goes with the territory. You got to be aggressive.
A little bit of a role reversal for you this year. John Foster on the staff now as the pitching coach. Of course, you're an assistant coach at Rhode Island College either, so it's sort of what you're doing anyway.
Yeah, I've done a lot. I've been a pitching coach at Rhode Island College for 2 or 3 years, and that was good for me because being a position player in college, I really had to, study up and learn up to work with the pitchers and, a little more comfortable, with the position guys. So I can do it all. I just told Skip, I'll do whatever he asked me to do. It was pretty much a no-brainer. John's a former pitcher in the big league, so it'd be crazy not to have him work with the pitchers. Gulls
bullpen has been remarkable so far this season. Has really kept the Newport Gulls on the winning path as of late. Most of their 5 wins so far this season are due in part to the bullpen, keeping either 1 or 2 run lead late in the ball game. That was no different here on Wednesday night, but it was the offense that slowly is starting to pick things up. Joey Manning leading the charge here on Wednesday, going 3 for 3 with a big home run.
Yeah, that was great to see from Joey. Won't find a better kid. Has a ton of potential, and hopefully this summer, we can crack into that a little bit. I firmly believe with our hitters, it's just all about playing every day. These rainouts, playing once every other day is baseball is meant to be played every day. There's a reason they play 160 games in the big leagues. It's all about rhythm, finding your groove, and seeing live ABs. You can take all the batting practice in the world, but it's a lot different when you get out there. You got a pitcher in front of you 60 feet, 6 inches, trying to get you out. So, the hitting will come around. Guys are, working hard, and, the at-bats have slowly but surely been getting better and better from everyone. So, hopefully the more we can play here, the more, our offense, will come around.
Interdivision play continues here tonight as the Gulls are now 1-0 in interdivision play as the Gulls play the Danbury Westerners. Used to be 6 times a season, now just twice this summer. Newport will have to make just one trip to Rogers Park, which is, of course, not the best facility in the league, but also a long way out there. These shorter road trips this season are certainly a plus for Newport.
Yeah, we're not going to, we're not going to miss going to Danbury 3 times or Pittsfield, North Adams. Those were some long trips. Although North Adams, is a beautiful place to go play. But yeah, we're looking forward to, having those shorter trips, and we'll see how that works out as far as, the different teams in our division now. But Danbury's a good club. I think they're 500 right now, so that says a lot right there. You never know what you're going to get. It's all about the starting pitcher. You could face a team with a bad record, but you face a guy on the hill that night that has his stuff working, and you're going to be in for a battle.
Go to the injury report. Mike Kaminsky back to pretty much 100% after returning to the lineup this past weekend, but unfortunately we just received word that Mike Melillo may be hurt for tonight's game.
Yeah, I was just out, in the outfield with the outfielders hitting fly balls and came down, and Mike was going to the hospital. He was down in the bullpen catching our new guy, Andrew Kittredge, who I heard has nasty stuff. It must be real nasty because he might have broken Mike's finger on his catching hand. So we'll see. He's going to go get x-rays. Hopefully it's just a jam or a sprain, but we'll know more tomorrow.
So hopefully for the best from Mike. Is everyone else right now healthy? And does that also mean that the Newport Gulls have enough catchers?
Yeah, we have enough catchers. We got Westlake can be, he caught 14 games at Vanderbilt, so he's a guy that, can catch if need be. So we're fine for now, but we'd like to, get Mike back and, going again.
Finally, Coach Chad Arnold getting the ball tonight for the Newport Gulls in his second season here with Newport, and you had the opportunity to coach him last summer.
Yeah, Chad, had a decent summer for us last year, showed signs of really dominating, went back to school, had a great year at school this year. And he's a guy we're counting on. He's been here before. This is not new to him, so he should feel comfortable. And he's going to compete out there. And if he's getting ahead of hitters, he's tough to hit because his breaking ball is a plus breaking ball. So if he can get ahead of hitters and get a feel for that breaking ball, he's tough to hit.
Gulls assistant coach Scott Virgilak, thanks for joining us today in the pregame show. Good luck in tonight's game against Danbury.
All right, Nick. Thank you.
That's our pregame visit with the Newport Gulls coaching staff. Newport Gulls baseball is next as the Gulls host the Westerners here on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
The Newport Gulls broadcast team.
And welcome here to sunny skies at Cardines Field in Newport, Rhode Island. Good evening. I'm Nick Lima, joined by Max Peters here in the NECBL Broadcast Network as we get set for baseball. This is the Newport Gulls pregame show. We're live here at 6:23 here on the Eastern Coast on June 19, 2009, as the Newport Gulls get set for their 5th home game of the 2009 season. The Newport Gulls have fared well here at Cardines Field, 3-1 at home, 5-3 overall. Coming to the game tonight, tied for second place in the NECBL Eastern Division. As far as winning percentage goes, just ahead of the Sanford Mainers for second place. Behind the North Shore Navigators, who came in half back. The Danbury Westerners are in town tonight, 5-5 in the season, a game back in the NECBL West. It's the second game of interdivision play, and we're now joined by Max Peters. Max, what's been going on with Danbury lately?
A lot of rain, Nick. As I'm sure you're used to, this season has brought the rain like crazy. I mean, we've been rained out 4 times already this season, and with rain in the forecast all next week in our area, baseball being played in Danbury does not look very good. But on the season, the Westerners are 5-5 on a 2-game winning streak as of right now. It's a very, very good win over Keene coming just last night. I was not there. I just have been getting over the flu. So we're talking to Coach Jamie Shevchuk. He says that the team is going in the right direction as of right now, and hopes to get another win tonight and just head their way down the season and just make the playoffs, as they haven't made the playoffs since 2003, I believe.
Chad Arnold gets the start tonight for the Newport Gulls. Steve Hiscock for the Danbury Westerners will tell you about both starting pitchers coming up in just a few moments. The Newport Gulls pregame show continues. We'll be back with Out of Town score and the Around the League update next here on the NCBL Broadcast Network. Welcome back here at Cardines Field here in Newport, Rhode Island. The roundup of action around the league last night. There were no games. All games rained out. Sanford at Keene washed away. Newport at Pittsfield was scheduled to play as the Gulls never even made the trip on the bus as the game was called before Newport was even scheduled to leave the city by the sea. Vermont at Manchester rained out. North Shore at Lowell rained out as well. And the Holyoke Blue Sox was scheduled to play at the Northampton Steelcats in a Western Division game. They were also washed away. Around the league tonight, Sanford's at Holyoke, 6:30 start time. Danbury, of course, here at Newport, be underway in about 10 minutes. The New Bedford Bay Sox play at the Vermont Mountaineers in an interdivision game at 6:30 p.m. Underway in about 5 minutes as well. The Northampton Steelcats play at the North Shore Navigators. That's a 7 o'clock start time. The other 7 o'clock game, the American Defenders of Pittsfield play an interdivision game against the Manchester Silkworms at Northwest Park in Manchester, Connecticut. And the Keene Swamp Bats play at Lowell at Stockholzer Alumni. That's a 6:30 start time as well. Right now around the league in the NCBL East, it's the North Shore Navigators are 8-3 in first place. Newport Gulls in second place at 5-3, game and a half back. Also game and a half back in the Sanford Mainers at 6-4. Of course, the Gulls have already had 4 rainouts in the season, including last night. Manchester Silkworms are 4-6, 3.5 games back. In fifth place, it's the New Bedford Bay Sox at 3-6, 4 games back, and the Lowell All-Americans are 1-4, 4 games out. In the NCBL West, Keene Swamp at 6-4, tied for first place with the Northampton Steelcats, also at 6-4 in the season. Vermont Mountaineers are just a half game back in third place at 6-5. The Danbury Westerners in fourth place right now at 5-5, 1 game back at 500. The Holyoke Blue Sox at 4-5, a game and a half out, and the Pittsfield American Defenders of Pittsfield at 2-7, 3.5 games back in the NECBL West. That's your look around the league. We'll be back. The starting lineups next here in the NECBL Broadcast Network. And welcome back here at Cardines Field in Newport, Rhode Island. Again, I'm Nick Lima, joined by Max Peters here in the NECBL Broadcast Network. The Gulls and the Westerners here tonight in an interdivision matchup. It's the only game this season that the Westerners will be playing here at Cardines Field for the regular season, of course. And Max Peters is here to tell you about the starting lineup for the visiting Danbury Westerners. Max?
Thanks, Nick. All right, here's your Danbury Westerners starting lineup for tonight. Batting first tonight, getting the start in center field will be Billy Burns, batting an impressive .429 on the season. Seeing some limited play, though. Batting in the 2 spot will be Brian Valencia, playing right field, batting .250. The catcher, Mike Amendola, out of the University of Hartford, will be batting third, batting .278 with 2 home runs and 10 RBIs so far. Kevin Rivers will be in the cleanup spot tonight, playing left field. Mason Hain be playing first base tonight, .219. Anthony Chaldone out of CCSU, playing shortstop tonight at .258. Batting 7th, Vinny Gans, second year for him, redshirted at William Patterson this season, will be playing third base tonight. Melvin Castillo gets the start as the DH tonight. Looking to get his first hit of the season, Mike Fabiashi will be batting 9th tonight, also be playing second base.
They'll be facing Chad Arnold. TJ Walls was the scheduled starter. He will likely be pitching in relief here tonight as he's waiting Team USA tryouts. Can't start tonight's game, but Chad Arnold will be making the start. It will be Arnold's second start, second appearance of the season. He is 0-1 in the season, a 6.0 ERA with 4 earned runs allowed, 4 runs total, 3 walks and 10 strikeouts. So Arnold will be the starting pitcher for the Newport Gulls. We'll tell you about the Gulls starting lineup in a moment. But first, let's take it down the field and pick up Newport Gulls General Manager Chuck Paver, who introduces our singer of the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the
How about that national anthem, the Star Spangled Banner, sung here tonight by Alexandra Forden, just 13 years old. Alexandra in 7th grade at Exeter West Greenwich High School, where she plays soccer and is a member of the junior high chorus there and is vice president of her class's student council. How about that? Alexandra Forden with the national anthem here tonight. We continue with the starting lineups for the home Newport Gulls, who come in 5-3 on the season, and 3-1 at home. Greg Garcia gets the start, leading off at shortstop. Batting second, TJ Middlestadt, the left fielder. Joey Bergman, the designated hitter, bats third. Mike Melillo is out of the starting lineup tonight. He was sustained an injury during the pregame warm-ups today, all doing a bullpen side session, catching Andrew Kittredge in the bullpen. We'll keep you posted on his status as the game progresses. So Bergman, the DH, batting third. Troy Scott starts at first base and hits cleanup tonight. Batting fifth, it's Tim Smalling, the third baseman. Ian Tompkins is the catcher, batting sixth. In the seventh spot is Mike Kaminsky, the right fielder. Center fielder Joey Manning, that's in the 8-hole. And rounding out the order for the Newport Gulls, David Bentrott, the second baseman. They'll be facing Steve Hiscock for the Danbury Westerners. Max?
Steve Hiscock off to a very good start so far this season, Nick, in his one start against the Holyoke Blue Sox, which they eventually lost. Hiscock pitched 7 and a third innings, only allowing 4 hits and 3 runs on 1 walk and 7 Ks, but batters are only batting a measly 148 against him so far. He looks to continue his good streak against the Newport Gulls today, and he has his work cut out for him, as I assume this Newport Gulls very talented team.
Game time temperature about 68 degrees on a partly cloudy, now mostly sunny skies as the rain has stayed off. It tapered off this morning, and clear skies overhead here in Newport. Some wispy clouds in the distance. The southerly wind blows at 5 to 10 miles per hour from left to right across the field. Shouldn't factor and play all that much. Umpires for tonight's game, it's Mark Ottavinelli calling balls and strikes behind the plate, and DJ Nadu around the bases. We're here at Cardines Field getting set for baseball. We'll be back with the first pitch next here on the NECBL Broadcast Network. And welcome back here at Cardines Field. I'm Nick Lima, joined by Max Peters here on the NECBL Broadcast Network. Chad Arnold throwing his last couple of warm-up tosses here as Mike Combs and Jamie Shedvick go over the ground rules with home plate umpire Mark Ottavinelli and DJ Nadu, the base umpire, here on what's turned out to be a pretty good evening for baseball, probably the best we've had this season. They're home all away for the Newport Gulls, who have just been troubled by rain and soggy days, and days where it hasn't really been a washout, but every single day in the month of June to date has had rain in it here in southern New England, and up and down most of the eastern seaboard. It's really been a dismal month of June, and this weather pattern looks like it might finally break next week. But we're all hoping that it will, because the Gulls have already had 4 rainouts. We'll be playing at least 3 doubleheaders coming up in the next couple of weeks. Of course, we'll have all that action for you here on the NECBL Broadcast Network. As Chad Arnold, in his second season in the Newport Gulls uniform, the right-hander gets set up his last couple of warm-up tosses here. He's out of Washington State University. We just finished up his sophomore season, native of Kennewick, Washington. 6'4", 205-pound righty, was drafted by the Pittsburgh Pirates in 2006 in the 36th round. Arnold stands tall on the mound. He'll be getting his signs tonight from Ian Tompkins, Gulls catcher. In for Mike Melillo, who is a late scratch from the starting lineup as he had jammed his finger while catching Andrew Kittredge in a bullpen side session prior to the game tonight. And we're waiting word on Mike Melillo, who was receiving medical attention. Not here at the ballpark. He was in uniform, but had to leave to have that looked at. So wishing the best for Mike, and hopefully he can get back with the team as soon as possible. Hopefully it's nothing serious. But, of course, the Gulls do have catchers in Ian Tompkins and Aaron Westlake as well. With Aaron Westlake serving a 1-game suspension here tonight for being ejected on Wednesday night as he slid into home plate. When, of course, NECBL rules, automatic 1-game suspension for any ejection. Leading off for the Danbury Westerners will be Billy Burns, the center fielder. Burns batting .429 on the young season. No homers, 2 RBI, and a double. Leads the Westerners with a .556 on-base percentage. Among those who have enough bats, he starts from the left side. Chad Arnold gets the signs from Tompkins and throws. Fastball, up and away, ball 1, and we're underway.
Tell you something about Billy Burns. Didn't get the start in the Western's first game, but came up with a very big hit against the North Adams Steeplecats.
1-0 pitch is a fastball, kick on the outside corner, called strike, and now it's the second time we've seen Mark out of Vianelli this season, and you can not mistake that pronounced strike call from him. Arnold comes to the windup and throws the 1-1 pitch, cut on and miss for strike 2. Chad Arnold, 6.0 ERA, 0-1 in his one start. He allowed 4 earned runs in 6 innings of work, 7 hits, 3 walks, and 10 strikeouts. Pitch. Up and away. The count's even at 2-2. Burns, Valencia, and Amendola due up for the Westerners here in the first. And their only trip of this season here at Cardines Field as the stands begin to fill up here. Likely we'll see our largest crowd of the night, of the season so far here tonight. The 2-2 pitch is up and away, ball 3. So he's worked the count full to the first batter he's faced here. Defensive alignment for the Newport Gulls. Troy Scott at first base, David Benchard at second. Greg Garcia moves over to shortstop for the first time this season from second to short, and that bumps Tim Smalling from short to third base. Pause for the payoff pitch. Ball 4 is up and away, and the Westerners get their first man on by way of the walk. Outfield from left to right for the Newport Gulls is TJ Middlestad, Joey Manning, and Mike Kaminsky. Ian Tompkins catches Chad Arnold. That's your battery, as Arnold now has to worry about a runner at first for Brian Valencia.
The right fielder.
Billy Burns very fast over there. We'll see if Arnold decides to check him a couple times over there, as he already has 3 stolen bases on the season.
The city of Miami, Florida.
Valencia stands in now. Batting .250, no homer, 6 RBI, a pair of doubles. A runner at first, no one out yet. The pitch is on the outside corner, a strike. He stands to fill in nicely here. We had our largest crowd of the season here on Wednesday night at 1,571, and I think this not being a school night, it's the first Gulls home game that's been played this season that's not on a school night, will really help boost the numbers. Something Newport needs after having already had 2 Friday night rainouts. As the 0-1 pitch is swung on and missed for strike 2. Valencia up out in front of a off-speed delivery that time from Chad Arnold.
See a lot of kids in the stands tonight. That's a good thing to see, baseball being spread to the young ones.
A lot more will be here in the month of July once the Gulls summer camp program gets going. Those kids don't miss a game. The 0-2 pitch is grounded off the right side. It's a foul ball. He fouled it off his foot. Off on the pitch was Billy Burns taking off for second base, but it is a foul ball.
You'll see that a lot from manager Jamie Shevchuk. Runs a National League style of offense. A lot of running, a lot of bunting, a lot of small ball from him. See what he has his club up to tonight.
Billy Burns at first base has the Westerners lead in stolen bases. He's 3 for 3 on the season, so he's vying for his 4th here. Let's see if they sit him again. Standing in from the left side is Valencia. Burns at first. The 0-2 pitch. Arnold sets and throws. The runner goes. It's taken up and away. Here's the throw down the second. It is not in time. Oh, that was a little bit close, but the throw just arriving too late. Good throw from Tompkins, but Billy Burns had a good jump, and he's 4 for 4 in stolen bases this season.
See Burns going to the back side of that bag, working a little hook slide in there, making sure that even if the throw was on time, that he would get his hand in there in the back of the base to avoid that snap tag by the shortstop, Garcia.
I mean, a guy like Ian Tompkins, you have to be careful with him behind the plate. Tompkins has been just outstanding this season throwing out runners. Got a pickoff to his credit. They're only 3 for 7 in stolen bases before that steal. As the pitch is in there for a called third strike. So there's the first strikeout for Chad Arnold. A run in the scoring position and 1 away now for Mike Amendola. 3-man in the lineup at 278. He has 2 home runs and 10 RBI, only 3 doubles. And of course, Rogers Park in Danbury, not exactly a double-friendly ballpark, but it is a home run-friendly ballpark.
Yes, it is.
The short porch out there. I imagine most of the Westerners' doubles have come on the road thus far.
Yeah, that is very true, as most of those balls that would be doubles are home runs in Rogers Park.
A hook from Chad Arnold is missing a little bit high for ball 1. Arnold mixed in the curveball with a hard fastball, about 88 miles per hour. Occasional changeup. He looks in, gets the signs from Tompkins. Comes to the stretch, checking the runner at second, the 1-0 pitch. Fastball's on the outside corner. The count's even at 1-1. Shadows now creep up the third baseline past home plate here under very sunny skies for the first time in a long while, other than, of course, Wednesday, the last Gulls home game, which also had fair conditions. But every other day this week has been raining and cloudy, including most of the day today. Pitch is swung on and popped up down the right field line. Troy Scott, the first baseman, giving chase in front of the scoreboard. He makes the catch. Oh, Troy Scott had to run a long way to get that one. As the throw comes to the third, and they got the runner up front, a double play. Troy Scott fired a bullet into third base. It looked like Billy Burns delayed his run from second, waiting for the ball to be caught, then took off, and he dove head first into third base, and they got him.
Great heads-up play by Scott on that. Catching the ball, wasting no time releasing that onto the third baseman, Smalling, who applies that snap tag, getting Billy Burns by just a little bit, but he's out all the same.
Why not add color to your
So a foul out to the first baseman, and as watched the replay, it was a bullet across the diamond to third base. As they get the double play to get out of the inning. The walk and stolen base both harmless. We are through half an inning here at Cardines Field. The Danbury Westerners nothing. The Newport Gulls coming up on the NECBL Broadcast Network. The last of the first will go at Cardines Field. The Newport Gulls batting for the first time in this ball game. First time they'll see Steve Hiscock. Steve, the University, or rather out of Rollins College. Right-hander, 2.45 ERA, no record in one start this season. At Holyoke on June 12th, the Westerners' eventual 6-4 loss to the Blue Sox. Hiscock went 7 1/3 innings, 4 hits, 3 runs, just 2 of them earned. Walking 1, striking out 7. He is just hitting 148 against them in the game. He allowed a pair of doubles. Good numbers so far this season. He'll like to continue that tonight here against the Newport Gulls. These two teams, both former members of the NECBL Southern Division, but they're separated now between East and West. Makes sense. Danbury about a 3-hour drive from Newport, but it was longer than that today, wasn't it, Max?
Yes, it was. As our bus broke down, we were straight on the side of the road for about 2 hours.
First pitch is low and away, ball 1. So the Westerners not exactly in the best of conditions here, as a bus was not cooperating. Steve's 1-0 delivery. On the outside corner, a called strike.
But I'll let you know, Nick, the bus that we got instead of our usual bus was a lot nicer, so no one was really complaining.
Garcia stands in the air, 250, no homers or RBI. The 1-1 pitch is low, ball 2. What was nicer about it?
It was bigger.
Bigger.
Seats weren't as cramped.
So
TVs were nicer.
So win or lose, it'll be a more pleasant drive home than it was a ride here, I guess. 2-1 pitch is in there for a strike, and the count's even at 2-2 on the Gulls shortstop. Newport at the plate has still struggled offensively this season, batting just .208 as a team. The 2-2 pitch is grounded up the first base line, backhanded grab by the first baseman. He'll throw to the pitcher in time for the out. They get him by a step. So 3-1 on the ground out. Actually, was that Fabiashi, or was that his guy that came in to cover?
That was his cover.
It was his cover. So it is 3-1 on the ground out. There's one down now for TJ Middlestadt. It's just his third time up bat here for the Newport Gulls, his second official plate appearance. He's 0 for 1 for the walk. And his Gulls debut here on Wednesday night takes the first pitch up and away, ball 1. He bats on the left side. So Middlestadt been on the Gulls roster since the beginning of the season, but delayed in his arrival. Takes a strike, and it's 1-1. TJ in Long Beach State just finished up his junior season, a native of Mission Viejo, California. 5'10", 185-pound left-handed batter. Swings and misses the next pitch. It's out in front of a curveball. It's nothing. 1-2. Middlestadt came in, finished up the game in left field for Aaron Westlake, who was ejected here on Wednesday. A 1-2. Fastball just low and outside, and the count's even. Again, he went 0 for 1 with a walk in his Gulls debut. Tonight is his first start as a Newport Gull. From the windup, Hiscock. Here's the 1-2. A little bit lowered away. Oh, he has been missing by much thus far. Counts worked full here. He's working quickly. The payoff pitch. Fouled to the screen. Shakes up a backstop camera position. One of 4 of our normal 5 cameras we have for you here tonight as our all volunteer crew. You can see all 4 cameras if you're watching live on Team Line and here on the NCBL Broadcast Network, locally on Newport County TV, Public Access 18. 3-2 remains to count on Middlestat. 1 out, base is empty here in the last of the first. No score. The pitch swung on and popped straight up. The infielders taking a look at it. Who wants it? The catcher behind the plate makes the catch. Amendola puts away Middlestat, and there's 2 down.
See Amendola having a little bit of trouble with the sun as that is setting right over the press box here. Had to use his glove to guard the glare, but did a nice job of fielding that play.
The designated hitter.
2 away for Joey Bergman. Bergman in the DH spot tonight. He's batting .250 on the season in the limited playing time, making his 3rd start as a Gull. He's 2 for 8. Here's the pitch. Swung on and lined right to the second baseman. Fabiashi didn't have to move, and the inning is over. 1-2-3 inning for Steve Hiscock and the Danbury Westerners are through 1 inning from Cardines Field. It's the Newport Gulls nothing, the Danbury Westerners nothing as we continue on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
And Robin, speaking of electricians, what's an electrician's favorite car?
Nice Sunday afternoon here at Cardines Field in Newport, Rhode Island as the Gulls host the Danbury Westerners. No score, we go to the top of the 2nd inning. It'll be 4, 5, and 6 due up for Danbury, and Kevin Rivers, Mason Hine, and Anthony Scaldone. Rivers has .273, 2 home runs, 8 runs driven in, 2 walks. He has struck out 7 times thus far, though. He'll bat from the left side to face Chad Arnold. Out a walk in the first, but Gulls get a big double play to get out of the inning. First pitch to Kevin. On the outside corner, a called strike. It was a routine foul out from Mike Amendola up the third base line, and Gulls first baseman Troy Scott made the catch in front of the scoreboard, but threw a bullet down the third base to get Billy Burns. As this pitch is hit down the right field line, but foul, giving chases. Gulls right fielder Mike Kaminsky. 0-2 on Rivers. Newport Gulls first baseman Troy Scott to end the last of the first, made the catch for the foul out, and then threw a bullet over to third base as Billy Burns, who had been on second, tried to advance, tag up and advance the bag on the throw, and he was gunned down for the double play to end the inning. Foul ball off to the left side. Count remains 0-2 to Kevin. We'll play umpire Mark Otto Vianelli needs a couple new baseballs. DJ Nadu, the base umpire tonight. And again, the 0-2. Outside ball 1. Rivers wasn't chasing. Now the crowd really starting to fill in here. A lot of empty seats to our right. The left field grandstands are full, and that's because the sun is behind them. A couple fans working on their tan, though, up the first baseline. Pitch. Curve is swung on and miss. He went around. He tried to check up the swing, but it was in there for a strike. It's the 2nd strikeout for Chad Arnold. So a strikeout swinging as Rivers goes down by way of the K for the first out of the inning.
The first baseman, number 14, Mason Hine.
Now Mason Hine,
Rider University in
at
Shrewsbury.
.219, a homer and 6 RBI, stands in here. Makes the pitch from Chad. Here it comes. Inside, ball 1. The Danbury Westerners have played 2 more games than the Newport Gulls. They're 5-5 in the season. Newport at 5-3, 2 games above 500. Danbury is plating a lot of runs. Here's the pitch. Fastballs over the outside corner are called strike. 1-1. Danbury scored 54 runs this season. Newport Gulls have scored 24 in 2 fewer games as the pitch is inside and high. It's 2-1. Danbury does have their offense going pretty well. They're batting .238 as a team. Newport batting just .208. It's Newport's pitching that has been winning the ball games thus far, and Chad Arnold had a quality start his last time. Did pick up the loss though. Next pitch misses. Ball 3 will be his count now, 3-1 for Hine. Be followed by Anthony Scaldone here. Working quickly, the 3-1 pitch. Check swing, it's in there for a strike, and the count is worked full. The Irish fans present up the third base line looking for a strikeout. Here's the payoff pitch. Low and inside, ball 4. Well, that's the second walk issued by Arnold in this ball game. And the 5th walk he's issued this season already.
The shortstop.
1 out, 1 on
13,
for Anthony Scaldone.
Sheldon. He's from Central
Sheldon
Connecticut State University and
At
West
258,
Hartford.
has hit a homer, driven in 6. He has grounded into 2 double plays as the Newport Gulls infield goes to double play depth here. Arnold toes the rubber from the first base side, comes to the stretch. At the belt, he kicks and fires. Fastball outside corner for a strike. Vinny Gans to follow. No score. We're here in the top of the second. The sun begins to set beyond the grandstand. Check with the runner at first, diving in. There's Mason Hine. And it's a really nice evening for baseball. Pleasant, a little bit humid. I won't say it's perfect, but it's pretty close. Pitch. Out and away. 2 balls and a strike. So Arnold has been falling behind hitters here. It's 72 degrees right now here in Newport. It was only 62 degrees at 2 o'clock this afternoon. The temperature is going up as the day is going on. Ground ball chopped foul to the backstop. The count will even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Really surprising because the forecast was for rain all day today. But it's cleared right up here in the city by the sea. The stretch Arnold. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Here's the throw down to second, and it is not in time. Let's see how they score that. Is that a strikeout? Yes, it is. As Sheldon lingered around the plate area for a while. It was a strikeout as Tompkins tried to throw down the second. It was not in time to get Hine, who picks up the Westerners' second stolen base of the ball game.
The third baseman, number 1, Vinny Gans.
Now Vinny Gans,
He's from William
batting
Johnson
167,
College
1
in
homer,
Waterbury.
and 4 RBI. Danbury as a team does have the offensive power. Hitting in Rogers Park does help. They do have 8 home runs already this season compared to the Newport Gulls 2. Pitch. Swing and miss, strike 1. And that's, of course, night and day from last season when the Newport Gulls were the powerhouse offensively of the NECBL. This year, Newport seems to be focusing more on defense and pitching. Though pitching was also superb last season. Defense did have its weak points, though. Check on the runner at second. Arnold fires. Curveball is in there for a strike. Quickly, 0-2 on Vinny Gans. He hasn't gotten ahead of too many batters. Let's see what he does here with the Westerners' third baseman. From the stretch, he checks the runner. He kicks and deals. Curveball misses high and inside, ball 1. Gans wasn't chasing.
Gans is a very patient hitter up at the plate. He'll only swing at anything that's close, but when he swings, he does pack a powerful punches. That home run that he did hit in Danbury would have cleared a bunch of fences. Maybe not the ones here, as the fences are pretty high. Cardenas Field.
A check on the runner. The 1-2 pitch. Ground ball, bounce up the middle, off the mound, behind the second base bat. The shortstop gloves throws to first. Garcia to Scott in time for the out. There retires the side. Garcia making a good play behind the second base bag on a 2-hopper. Ground out 6-3 ends the inning. The Westerners strand 1 runner. They've left 1. And after 1.5 from Cardenas Field, no score between the Westerners and the Gulls on the NECBL Broadcast Network. Back here now on Cardenas Field in Newport, Rhode Island. We go to the home half of the second inning. No score as Steve Hiscock gets ready to face the number 4, 5, and 6 hitters in the Newport Gulls lineup, and Troy Scott, Tim Smalling, and Ian Tompkins. Together, they've combined for a good amount of Newport's offense thus far this season. Troy Scott, 1 for 5 thus far since joining the team. Making just his 3rd start. He takes the first pitch up and away, ball 1. Scott at batting an even 200. And getting the start at first base here tonight. The next delivery outside. It's 2-0. Crowd continues to filter in here. Steve gets the signs from his catcher, and the pitch is a little outside, ball 3, quickly falling behind Troy Scott. Scott, on the homestand, is 1 for 5, but with 3 walks. Walked 3 times in his Gulls debut without a hit. The pitch, swing, and a miss. A big cut that time. He had the green light on 3-0. Chased a high fastball. Outfielders shield their eyes from the sun as Hiscock winds, kicks, and fires the 3-0. Swung on, hit up in the air down the right field line. Valencia, the right fielder, going back, now coming in. He's under it. He has it, and there's one away. That ball carried a long way out to right field, but stayed up in the air a long time. Valencia didn't have to move very far from where he was originally standing. He originally went out, then came back in, then went out again, and I think he came in one more time before bringing it in for the inning's first out.
That's definitely got to be because of the sun setting right over the stadium. You can see how bright the sun is out there. Surely he's going to give the outfielder some problems over in right field, maybe in center field, and definitely the first baseman and second baseman here at Cardines Field.
Now Tim Smalling. Bases empty and 1 down. Takes the first pitch up and in for ball 1. Smalling at 226, no homers, 5 RBI, which is good for the team lead. Also one of the league leaders in the NECBL with 7 doubles. 1-0 pitch skips in the dirt, ball 2. For the second consecutive batter, Hiscock has fallen behind. Ian Tompkins, Newport Gulls offensive leader this far, waits on deck. The 0-2 pitch, or 2-0 pitch, is right down the middle for a strike. It's 2-1. A lot of action around the league tonight. There's all 12 teams playing baseball. Ground ball hit up the middle, charging the second baseman Fabiaschi, and he can't get it. It bounces off his glove. He boots the ball, and he'll be safe. It'll be an error to Mike Fabiaschi, the second baseman. We'll see what happened here on the replay. There's a weak hit bleeder past the pitcher's mound. Took an awkward hop off his glove and just ate him up.
Number 24, Ian Tompkins.
So the Gulls get a gift base runner here as Tim Smalling's on at first. Ian Tompkins, who leads the Newport Gulls in average, at 379. No homers, 4 RBI. It's a .419 on base percentage. Stands in now. Check on the runner at first, and Tim Smalling dives in. Smalling is yet to attempt a steal this season. Again, he's only been on base 4 times this far. Pitch. Fastball's in there for a strike. After Tompkins, we'll see Mike Kaminsky here. Once we see a double play ball. Infield is at double play depth. Hiscock from the stretch. 12 fires to first, and once again, Ian Smalling dives in safely.
Being a right-handed pitcher, Steve Hiscock does have a very good move over there to first. Seen some very close plays over there in that Holyoke game.
A snap throw he has. 0-1 pitches in the dirt. Good stop by the catcher, Mike Amendola. What's the defensive alignment look like for the Westerners, Max?
Well, Steve Hiscock is on the mound pitching to Mike Amendola. That completes the battery. At first base is Mason Hine. Second baseman Mike Fabiaschi just made that error. Anthony Chaldon at short and Vinny Gans at third.
We'll pause for the pitch. Runner goes. Ground ball right to the third baseman. Backhand stab by Gans. Double clutches towards the first and gets him. A hit and run here for the Newport Gulls. Smalling was already at the second base bag by the time Gans was able to field the ball. He almost bobbled it there as it took a hard second hop to him, but was able to throw across the diamond in time to retire Tompkins. There are 2 down now, running in scoring position for Mike Kaminsky. And
looks like the hit and run was on that play. Very nice job by Tompkins of completing the hit, but advancing the runner. But in left field tonight is Kevin Rivers. Billy Burns gets to start in center field, and Brian Valencia gets to start in right.
Kaminsky swings in the first pitch. It's a drive into center field, but it's not very deep. Billy Burns started back, now comes in. He's under it, and he has it for the out. There retires aside. So the error harmless here in the second. The Gulls strand the first runner that they have on base in the ballgame. We are through 2 innings at Cardines Field. Newport Gulls nothing, Danbury Westerners nothing as we continue on the NECBL Broadcast Network. Welcome back here at Cardines Field in Newport, Rhode Island. I'm Nick Lima, joined by Max Peters here on the NCBR Broadcast Network. No score between the Westerners and the Gulls as we go to the third. Chad Arnold has pitched effectively thus far, though 3 strikeouts, pair of walks. No runs on the board yet for either team. We'll take 10 seconds for station identification here on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
NCTV 18 Newport County, the World Wide Web, and on DVD. This is Newport Gulls Baseball on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
Leading off the third inning for Danbury.
No score here at Cardines Field between the Westerners and the Gulls as Melvin Castillo, the DH, gets set to face Chad Arnold. Number 8 man in the lineup. He'll follow Mike Fabiaschi will follow him, then Billy Burns. Pitch. Fastball is low and inside, ball 1.
Castillo still looking for his first hit on this young season. Hasn't seen much playing time, but surely he will get that hit at some point in this season.
0 for 9 thus far as the curveball is cut on and missed.
You saw that swing. He has a very, very powerful swing, and when he makes contact with the ball, it tends to go very far and it's hit very hard.
Thrown off balance that time. The 1-1 pitch. Swung on and hit deep to right center field. Manning and Kaminsky looking at it, and it's going to be off the top of the wall. Rounding first, hitting the second. Here comes the throw. It's not in time. It's a leadoff double for Melvin Castillo, and there's his first hit. Well, he's 1 for 10 now, and he just missed a home run here by about 3 or 4 feet. It hit high off the right center field fence, right where it juts in. Probably one of the shallowest parts of the outfield, but that fence is 30 feet high.
Just going to ask you how high those fences are here at Cardines Field. I know that in Danbury we have some of our fences are stand at 20 feet, but that 30 feet tall fence is a monster out there.
30 feet all the way around here at Cardines Field. The fences were raised 3 years ago. The pitch inside. Well, they've always been 30 feet from left center through right center, but left field and right field used to be 10 feet shorter. The Sunset League, I guess, was losing too many baseballs. The amateur league that plays here when the Gulls aren't playing. A 1-0 pitch. It's taken for a strike in the inside corner as Mike Fabiaschi was showing bunt. One and 1 the count. Arnold will check on the runner at second. A pitch on the inside corner. It's 1-2. So a leadoff double from Melvin Castillo. His first hit of the season. But the Gulls and Chad Arnold, a little bit of a jam here. Go-ahead run in scoring position at second. Top of the order due up next. The 1-2 pitch to Mike Fabiaschi. Curveball is high. The count works even. Michael at 118. No homers or RBI yet. Leads the Westerners with 8 strikeouts. 2-2 the count. Arnold's delivery to the plate. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Ian Tompkins applies a just-in-case tag. 1 strikeout at least in each inning thus far. 4 in the ball game through 2 1/3 for Chad Arnold. There's 1 down now. We cycle around to the top of the order and Billy Burns. Burns, who walked, stole a base, then was thrown out at third base on the other half of a double play that ended the first inning. Arnold has had to pitch with a runner at second base in each of his innings of work so far. As, of course, Mason Hine walked and stole a base in the second inning with 1 out. Burns stands in from the left side, squares for a bunt, pulls it away, takes it in the outside corner, a called strike. Burns, the offensive leaders here for the Westerners, though he's only started now 6 games. He's appeared in 10 of the Westerners' 11 games this season. Next pitch is up and away, ball 1. Batting .429, which is 6 for 14. 4 runs scored, a double, 2 RBI. Steal in the first was his 4th of the season, so he does have some speed if he can get it on base. A 1-1 pitch, up and away, ball 2. He hasn't had any problem getting on base thus far. So on base percentage at .556. Good for the team lead. Castillo leads off at second. 2 balls and 1 strike to count on Burns. The pitch. This is low and away. A hitter's count now for Billy. Brian Valencia to follow. Gulls fans or Westerners fans or any fans of the NECBL, you can send us an email, broadcast@newportgulls.com. That's broadcast@newportgulls.com. Let us know how we're doing. We want to know what you think of our broadcast. Here's the pitch. On the outside corner, a strike, and the count's worked full. So we want to know your comments, suggestions, what you think of the broadcast, or maybe just want to let us know where you're listening or watching this game from, and maybe we'll mention it on the air. Send an email to broadcast@newportgulls.com and check them right here in the broadcast booth. Runner at second here, no score. The Westerners threatening. 1 out, the payoff pitch coming to Billy Burns. Swinging a foul to the screen.
See fans over there getting a little jumpy over there, but there is that nice fence here to protect them.
Very limited foul territory here at Cardines, the least amount in the league. So a lot of fences and nets and other devices to protect the fans here who are so close to the foul lines, up and down the first base and third base line. As a result, fans don't get that many foul balls. Also, there aren't many foul ball outs here recorded. The payoff pitch. Swing and a miss, he struck him out. Held on by Tompkins. Got him on a curveball that came inside. Billy Burns goes down by way of the K. That's 5 strikeouts already for Chad Arnold.
Looking very solid through just 2 and 2/3 so far. 5 strikeouts so far.
There's Brian Valencia. Brian, strikeout victim his last time. Also bats on the left side. 2 down now. The pitch, grounder foul, first base side. Fielded by Mike Amendola in the on-deck circle. Valencia came in batting .250. He has knocked in 6 runs. It's Advanced Financial Services night here at Cardines Field in support of the Maher Center. Giving away free Gulls mini helmets and ice cream coupons for the kids and for the adults too. Curveball is up and away. 1-1 the count now on Valencia. I'm sure I'll stop by and get some ice cream after the game. So you already had your...
Already did. Very good. It's very nice to get some ice cream here at the park.
Good ice cream here.
Very good.
Good food all around at this concession stand. Probably the best in the NECBL. Is a 1-1 pitch is swung on and hit a long way to left center. TJ Middlestat, Joey Manning giving chase. Joey Manning has it in left center field for the out that retires the side. Well, the Westerners straight another runner. They've left 2, and we are through 2.5 from Cardines Field. No score on the NECBL Broadcast Network. Last of the third at Cardines, no score. Leading off the inning for the Newport Gulls will be the number 8 man in the lineup, and Joey Manning. Steve Hiscox pitched effectively through the first 2 innings so far. Just 1 error for the Westerners, an error by the second baseman, Mac Fabiashi, but it was harmless in the second. Manning. As the Joey chant from the Irish fans who are perennially standing up that third base line. Fans from Dublin, Ireland here at Gulls games each of the last 3 summers. And takes the first pitch inside for ball 1. I don't know if you've heard about those Irish fans, Max.
I have not.
Well, there's an interesting backstory to them. As the 1-0 pitch is low, 2-0. 3 years ago, a group of Irish soccer fans, natives of Dublin, who college students and all in the lower 20s or late teens. This pitch is swung on and popped up on the infield. In comes Mike Fabiashi, the first baseman now calling. Calls him off. Hayne makes the catch and there's 1 down. Pop up to the first baseman for David Benchart, who is batting for the first time in the ball game. Benchart at 0 for 3 in the season thus far, limited playing time. Well, those Irish fans come here in the summer to work at caddies and local golf courses and whatnot.
Second baseman, number 1,
and
David
they came to a couple Gulls games in that 2007 season. David Benchart swings the first pitch. It's a screaming to right field. That's going to drop in for a base hit. Benchart holds up at first with Newport's first hit of the ball game. It's a 1-out single, and that's David Bentrot's first hit in the Newport Gulls uniform. So here, in his third game he's appeared in, just his second start, Bentrot now has a hit. I'll make him 1 for 4 in the season, put his average at .250. First time David's been on base.
The shortstop.
They cycle around to the top of the order, and Greg Garcia, who's 0 for 1, grounded out to the first baseman. Pitch. Swung on, hooked down the left field line, but it's going to fade into the bullpen. Out of play. Well, those Irish fans come here every game and have come here every game for the last 3 seasons. I guess when they're done work at the golf course or what have you. And they stand up the third base line on those grandstands. You can see about 15 to 16 of them standing now. And they just stand and cheer the entire game like this is a soccer match or a football match in Ireland. Check on the runner at first. The throw pops away from first baseman Mason Hain, but not far enough for David Bentrot to advance. And they invent all these cheers and chants for every single Newport Gulls player in the lineup. And now if you're watching on Team Line, the video feed, you can see the Irish fans. Hayden James, our expert dugout cameraman, gets the shot for you. Another check on the runner at first, and this time Bentrot's back in plenty of time. Garcia at the plate here. A runner at first, and there's 1 out. We're in the third, no score on the pitch. Curveball. Misses outside and high. And those Irish fans, they even make a chants and cheers for the coaches of the Gulls. Every time Gulls third base coach Scott Virgilak takes his base at third, his spot at third. As we'll pause for the pitch. Here it comes from Steve Hiscock. Curveball in there for a strike. They say he's big, he's hot. His first name is Scott Virgilak every single time. And of course, Scott Virgilak smiles, always gives them a wave, and they won't stop singing until Scott Virgilak does give them the wave to acknowledge their presence. The Irish fans are just really a treat here at Cardines. Pitch. Pitch out. Here's the throw down on the first. It is not in time. It was a little bit low from Mike Amendola. Otherwise, they may have had David Bentrot. But Hain had a dive to keep that one from going up the first base line. Good play by Mason Hain to reel that one in. The pitch was ball 2. It's 2-2 now on Greg Garcia. Hiscock comes set and fires a curveball grounded softly to the pitcher's mound. Hiscock will take himself, throw to first, and there's 1 away. Rather 2 away now, as advancing to second base was David Bentrot. Those Irish fans don't miss a game, never sit down, never stop cheering. They even have cheers for every ball that's thrown, and every strike that's thrown. It's something you just do not see in baseball anywhere. Well, you see it in a soccer match in England, or in Ireland, or anywhere else in Europe or around the world, but not in baseball in America, as the pitch is low. So these Irish fans, they wear face paint, they take their shirts off and write Gulls numbers, jersey numbers on their bodies, and they come to the game, and they're a lot of fun. They get the crowd fired up, and of course the opposing teams are not big fans of the Irish fans. As Hiscock fakes back to second, but no one covering there. Gulls have the potential go-ahead run in scoring position here, and David Bentrot leads off at second base. It's T.J. Middlestad at the plate, who fouled out. The pitch is low, ball 1. You can hear them now. For every ball.
They add a lot to the game. Very loud. Very loud in this stadium too, so it's nice to see that out of them.
From the stretch, Hiscock, the 1-0 pitch. It's fouled to the screen. It's 1-1 on TJ. And as the season goes on, that group will expand. It'll grow to 20 or 30 members, and by playoff time, they'll be coming on the fan bus, going to visiting ballparks, and really making a scene of things all around the league, as they've done each of the last 2 seasons. They're really part of the Gulls family now. It's the same group of guys that comes back every year. Killian Nolan, Colin McDonald, and a couple others. 1-1 the count here. Here's the pitch. Swung on and popped up. First base side, running in is Hain. Front of the Gulls dugout. Now the catcher, masked down. Amendola makes the catch for the other, retires the side. So the Gulls strand a runner. They've left 2, and we've played 3 innings of baseball here at Cardines Field. No score between the Gulls and the Westerners here in the NECBL Broadcast Network. No score. We go to the last of the fourth. A reminder that this copyrighted telecast is the exclusive property of the Newport Gulls and the New England Collegiate Baseball League, presented by the authority of the NECBL Broadcast Network for the entertainment of our listening and viewing audience. And the accounts and descriptions of this game cannot be disseminated without the express written consent of the Newport Gulls, the Tigers TV crew, and the Commissioner's Office of the NECBL. No score. We go to the last of fourth. We do have a couple fans listening in from around the country, as Wendy is listening from Las Vegas, Nevada. Oh, thank you, Wendy, for listening in tonight. And if you want to send us an email, broadcast@newportgulls.com. Let us know what you think of the broadcast, so we'll be happy to mention you on the air. Here to take you with the play-by-play for the next 3 innings, the voice of the Danbury Westerners, Max Peters. Max?
Well, thank you very much, Nick. And to the 4th inning we go.
The Danbury Westerners.
Hello to Mrs. Finer listening all the way in Las Vegas. Hope you've been enjoying the broadcast. Just a scoring update for you. New Bedford is leading Vermont right now, as that first pitch to Mike Amendola is fouled straight back. And Sanford and Holyoke are tied going into the top of the 4th, as home plate umpire will brush off the plate as some dirt got on it, keeping the plate pristine here at Cardines Field.
They spray paint it white before the game. The bases do, and even the pitcher's mound, like rubber.
Well, here is the 0-1 pitch to Mike Amendola. Checks his swing, but that one is in there on the outside corner. Looked like a curveball from Arnold.
1-0 lead right now, I guess, for the Bay Sox over the Mountaineers.
Yes, that was correct.
And New Bedford's been struggling a little bit here in the early going, only 3-6 in the season.
Pitch to Mike Amendola is swung on and missed, and he strikes out. So that will bring up Kevin Rivers. He grounded into that, or excuse me, he struck out in his first at bat.
Number 25, Kevin Rivers.
Kevin Rivers will dig in from the left side of the plate as Arnold looks in, working from the windup. Here's the pitch. That breaking ball looks like it missed a little low, so the count will run 1-0.
Well, through 3 1/3, already a half a dozen strikeouts for Chad Arnold.
Here's the 1-0 pitch from him. That one misses outside. I'm just looking through his stats from that one game that he pitched in. He is a strikeout machine, striking out 10 batters, if I'm correct, right?
That is correct.
So here's the 2-0 pitch to Kevin Rivers. That one is skied into foul territory. That will be a souvenir for someone on the street. Oh, no, just kidding. It bounced back into the stands. That one actually took a bounce off one of the poles here, or one of the banisters, and landed back in the grandstand. So a rare souvenir here at Cardines Field as it cleared that high net.
Right off the street light that borders America's Cup Avenue here to our left.
So a 2-1 pitch. That one is in there for a strike on the outside corner, so that evens the count out at 2-2. Score here is 0-0 still as we are in the 4th inning. Here's the 2-2 pitch from Arnold as Kevin Rivers skies that one foul onto the street down the first baseline.
West Marlboro Street.
West Marlboro Street.
Runs all the way up to Newport City Hall.
So we'll do the 2-2 all over again. Here's the 2-2 pitch. That one misses in the dirt and runs the count full at 3-2. Kevin Rivers has 2 home runs on the year. Left-handed hitter with some power. So we'll see the payoff pitch from Arnold as he throws to Tompkins. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Kevin Rivers takes that one for a ball, and he'll be on first with a walk. So that will be the 3rd walk for Arnold so far in this game. Kevin Rivers will head down to first.
3 walks to go to 6 strikeouts. Now 8 walks on the season.
So that will bring up Mason Hine, who was an All-American in his freshman year at Ryder.
I'll check that. 6 walks on the season now to go with 16 strikeouts here in Arnold's 2nd start.
Rivers takes his lead off first. Here's the pitch to Hine. That one's in the dirt. Gets away from catcher Tompkins. Rivers will advance on that
wild pitch.
getting word from the official scorer. Thank you very much.
Nick Tasso, our statistician, official scorer here tonight. That's Arnold's second wild pitch of the season.
So, yet again, the Westerners have a runner on second base, but they have failed to advance him over to third so far in the game. As Rivers takes his lead off second. Here's the pitch to Hain. He swings and misses that one. That will run the count to 1-1. So count even at 1-1. Arnold looks into Tompkins. Fielders look like they're playing pretty straight up. Here's the 1-1 pitch. That one's in there for a strike. Fastball, inside part of the plate. So Arnold ahead of Hine in this at bat, 1-2. Here's the 1-2 pitch. He's set and he fires. Breaking ball, looks like it missed somewhere, not quite sure where. Nice breaking pitch out of Arnold.
Oh, where was that pitch? That was very close.
See the break on that moving from right to left on my view. A lot of break on that. So 2-2 pitch, here it comes. That one is in there for a strike and Hines strikes out looking.
Well, number 7 for Chad out on the ball game, number 17 of the season. And that is his second strikeout of the night looking.
So that will bring up Anthony Chaldone.
Anthony Chaldone.
And you see in this Westerners lineup so far this year, the number 3 through 7 batters all have at least one home run in this season. As Chaldone takes that pitch for a strike. Fastball on the outside corner of the plate. Looks like Arnold likes to paint the corners here.
Yeah, Arnold has evolved a bit as a pitcher since we saw him as a freshman here in Newport last season. He's using that full strike zone. Working the count to his advantage sometimes.
Works from the stretch and he pitches. That ball very high. Fastball looks like might have slipped a little bit.
And it's okay to issue a lot of walks if you're not giving up hits on the ball. And the Westerners have been struggling just to make contact.
Only one hit so far in this game, that double off the right center field fence by Melvin Castilla. So Chaldone will dig in from the left side, open stance. Here's the pitch to him. That one in the dirt. Nice job by Tompkins blocking that pitch. So the count runs to 2-1.
I see some of the neighbors of Cardines Field out there on the right center field fence, right about where that ball was hit. Also on the left field fence as well, watching the game for free from their backyards. These houses are pushed right up against the ballpark.
As Chaldone hits a line drive into left field, that will advance Kevin Rivers over. He's going to try to score on this play. Here's the relay throw to Tompkins. He's out at home. Great play by the relay by number 12. Looks like that was third baseman getting the relay on that one. So Kevin Rivers cut down his home at a risky send home by Jamie Shevchuk. That ends the top of the fourth here. And to the bottom of the fourth we go on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
Welcome tonight's game day.
Max Peters back here. Cardines Field alongside Nick Lima with the call for this game. Danbury Westerners taking on the Newport Gulls in Newport, Rhode Island. Beautiful Newport. Time here is 7:33. Due up for the Gulls in this inning, Joey Bergman, Troy Scott, and Tim Smalling. First pitch to Bergman misses outside.
Yeah, how about that scoreboard we have here at Cardines? No way to determine if it's a hit or an error. Those buttons don't work, but
well, you do what you can, right, Nick?
no innings, but we do have a nice giant clock to tell us what time it is.
Well, at least I know what time it is at all times. So Bergman in there, count to him as 1-1. Here's the 1-1 pitch. As he skies that one into left field, ranging back Chaldone. Chaldone will not catch that. That one will drop in for a hit.
Well, it would have been a spectacular catch if Chaldone had been able to bring that one down. It was just off his glove. He had a good shot at it as he tried to backpedal, but just really couldn't get there in time. Off his glove and picked up by left fielder Kevin Rivers.
Yep. Nice piece of hitting by Joey Bergman, taking that one the other way. Taking that outside fastball the other way into right field. Nice Texas leaguer right there. So the Gulls have a runner on first base here with no outs in the bottom of the 4th inning. And the Gulls will send Troy Scott to the plate. Reached on an error in his last at bat as he fouls one straight back. Count is 0-1 to him.
Mike Amendola tried to play the carom off the screen, but
doesn't count.
No. This crowd is really filled in here. Might have a first game over 2,000 fans here tonight.
Yes, a lot of fans here, a lot of young ones, as I'm sure schools will be getting out very soon here in Newport, Rhode Island. Still fans not sitting over in that down the first baseline all the way down there as the sun is still setting here. Here's the pitch to Scott as Hiscock checks the run over at first. Here it is. Breaking ball is in there for a strike. So the count 0-2.
Gulls had each of their last 2 Friday night games rained out. And Newport, of course, will be here next Friday and the following Friday. And then won't be here the 10th or 17th of July.
As the 0-2 pitch is fouled almost into the Gulls dugout. Setup here is a little different, something I've never seen before. Both dugouts on the same side
Hockey
down the first
style.
base. Yes, very true. So you got a little soccer, a little hockey mixed in with the dimensions of the field here. I don't know, maybe you could play a little football here too as Hiscock pitches out.
Well, back in the day, I guess almost a century ago now, the field was actually used as a rail yard and this big catch basin for the water for steam engines that came through here. It used to be called the basin.
As Hiscock checks over, throw gets away, and the runner will not advance. He may have been able to get there, but Hain had to chase that one down the line.
Yeah, it wasn't rolling very quickly, but it just kept rolling further and further away from Hain.
I think what happened there is, again, with the sun is very brutal at this stadium. We've seen Mason Hine drop a couple over there on the checks on the runners. So the count to Scott is 1-2. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Swings and misses. Strike 3. Nice high fastball, got him chasing. Some scoring updates for you. New Bedford still leading Vermont in the bottom of the 5th, 1-0. And Sanford and Holyoke still tied at 0-0 in the bottom of the 5th. Tim Smalling will step to the plate now. Grounded out in his last bat. Pretty big lead being over there on first by Joey Bergman. Hiscock will check him over there, and it gets away again. So really having some trouble with the sun there as Bergman will advance.
And we'll go in the book as an E1.
Throwing error on the pitcher there. He wants a new ball. Didn't quite like that one too much as that got away twice. So runner on second base now. Gulls threatening here in the bottom of the 2nd. 1 out. Here's the first pitch to Smalling. That one's low fastball. Ball 1.
Well, best opportunity here for the Gulls to take the lead. Smalling, who leads Newport with runs batted in with 5 in the season.
As that pitch gets him swinging. Amendola does a nice job of blocking that pitch so it doesn't go too far away. Bergman on second base. Chaldon playing right behind him just to keep him close. Hiscock looks into Amendola, and he'll step off the mound. Something that we've seen that was Hiscock's first strikeout of the night. He had 7 in that game against Holyoke. Here's a pitch as it is lined foul down the third base line. Count is 1-2 to Tim Smalling. Bergman Bergman takes his lead off second. Hiscock is set, and he delivers. That one's in the dirt. Gets away from Amendola. He'll get the throw. Throw down to third. And Bergman will be out at third. Nice snap throw by Amendola, catching Bergman at third base. So 2 outs here. That runner is erased. Bergman thought he could get by down to third on that, but was cut down by the good arm of Mike Amendola. So here's the pitch. That one's in the dirt. Looks like Hiscock is having some trouble finding the plate here. Now to run the count full at 3-2. So 3-2. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Here's the payoff pitch. That one is skied foul. Amendola will range, and so will. That one will land inside the Western's dugout and pop out. So we'll do the 3-2 all over again. Looks like the sun has finally gone down here. I don't see those.
I think it's disappeared behind some clouds out there at the third base line.
May come back. Who knows?
Could come back with a vengeance after it's been going all month.
Well, it's nice that we can finally get a game of baseball in here in the NECBL. So here's the payoff pitch. That one's in there for a strike. Strike 3. Smalling down looking. So Hiscock strikes out the last 2 batters.
Now time for the Pruitt
And
chiropractic
that will end the 4th
bases
inning. To the 5th inning we go on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
The NECBL.
Courtesy of Pruitt Chiropractic. And remember, if you don't crack
Nice
that,
on-field
you're wet.
promotions going on here in Newport. Into the 5th inning we go. Score still 0-0. Both pitchers pitching beautifully here at Cardines Field. I want to talk a little bit more about the field here. I'm not quite sure about the dimensions here. I don't know if you could fill me in on that.
I don't know if we could adequately describe them, because even from where we're sitting here, it looks like that left field wall is just one flat wall. It looks like right field is just one flat wall. In fact, even they jut out 5 to 15 feet at 2 or 3 different locations, in addition to the juts you can see, like the one in left center, like the triangle in center field was 395 feet in straightaway center, and of course the massive jut outwards in right center field, where it goes out about another 80 feet from where it's about 315 in right center, then of course about 385 also in right center, about 5 feet over. You hit the light tower in play as the lights come on here at Cardines Field. That sun is now set, well, not set, but behind the grandstands on the third base line. The dimensions here are pretty wild. 320 up the left field line, 305 up the right field line, and all different dimensions in between. You can't even really describe it.
Well, it certainly is a very interesting ballpark here.
Get the shared bullpens, the shared dugouts, and the limited foul territory on all sides, only about 25 feet behind the plate. A lot of times the catcher can play the carom on a wild pitch or an errant throw and still tag a runner out. Only about 8 feet of foul territory at one point at the third base line.
So due up for the Westerners in this inning, the veterans, Vinny Gans, Melvin Castillo, and Mike Fabiaschi, as Gans swings at that first pitch, that overpowering fastball from Arnold.
Of course, the grandstand is right on top of the field here. The crowd is very loud. Newport Gulls always have a significant advantage here at home. Went 16-5 here last season and a 3-1 this season.
As Gans fouls that one into the backstop. So the count quickly 0-2 here. Arnold wasting no time.
Newport last year here at Cardines had one of the best home records in NECBL history.
Well, with a record like that, only 5 losses, pretty impressive.
Didn't even include the postseason. Overall, it was 18-6.
Wow.
3-1.
Here's the 0-2 pitch to Gans as he hits that one back to Arnold. He'll flip it to the first baseman, Scott, for the first out. Nice play by Arnold on that play. As once that ball leaves your hand, you are a fielder in the pitcher's position. That'll bring up Melvin Castillo. Melvin Castillo got his first hit of the season with that double off the right center field wall. That high right center field wall. So here's Castillo. First pitch misses low.
A very different defensive alignment here for the Newport Gulls in this game than we've seen so far this season with the injury to Mike Melillo in the pregame.
So as Castillo will foul that one straight back onto the road behind us, the corner of Marlboro or West Marlboro and
America's Cup Avenue,
America Cup,
the main drag here at Newport.
There you go.
We're right on the edge of downtown Newport. If we keep going down America's Cup, we really get into the famous historic district where all the shops and restaurants and mansions and Tennis Hall of Fame are.
The 1-1 pitch to him is in there for a strike.
The injury to Mike Melillo, who jammed his thumb in a bullpen side session while catching Andrew Kitteridge prior to the game, really shook things up here in the Gulls' order and in the defensive alignment.
1-2 pitch to Castillo's hit to the third baseman, Smalling, who will throw it on to Scott at first to record the out. So quickly 2 outs here.
You got at third base, making his first out of the season at third, and Tim Smalling, who has been at shortstop for the majority of the season for Newport. Greg Garcia starting at shortstop. He's been at second base in the majority of the season. Now, Smalling is a natural third baseman. He does play short naturally as well, but Garcia, his real position is shortstop, so he's sort of playing out of position second. David Benchart getting his first out of the season at second base here tonight, and Troy Scott at first base. The Gulls have had 4 or 5 different first basemen this season.
First pitch to Mike Fabiashi is in there for a strike. Fastball on the outside corner of the plate.
And with Aaron Westlake serving a 1-game suspension here tonight, TJ Middlestack getting the start in left field. Manning moved from right field to center.
So Fabiashi hits that one to the shortstop. Garcia will throw on to first, but first baseman was off on that. We're going to get an error on that play.
There'll be an error try charge to Greg Garcia, who bobbled the ball initially. Ooh, it did look close on the play, though, on the replay. But it will be going in the books as an error charged to shortstop Greg Garcia. He bobbled the ball initially, and it was that bobble that cost the out.
Number 2, Billy.
So that'll bring up the Western's top of the lineup, Billy Burns. So far 0 for 1 tonight with a strikeout and a walk. Shows bunt, snap throw down to first. Misses by that much.
Very close.
As Fabiashi gets back in there sliding. Very, very close play, though. Nice heads-up play by Tompkins. Very fast snap throw.
The pitch was a strike, too.
So he did a good job of getting behind Billy Burns and throwing that ball down there. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That one misses inside for a ball.
So Newport Gulls hoping that Mike Melillo doesn't have any kind of serious injury. You know, a broken finger or something could really put a damper on his season. He could miss a couple weeks or more.
So the 1-1 pitch to Burns. He swings and he misses. Not happy with himself as he shakes his head.
Melillo, the Gulls' starting catcher, along with Tim Smalling, and back for a second season with Newport. He was the All-Star Game MVP last year, first team All-NECBL catcher. And loss of him could really hurt, so they're all hoping for the best as he's getting that finger checked out tonight.
The 1-2 pitch as Fabiashi goes. Billy Burns swings and misses. That will end the top of the 5th inning here at Cardines Field. Score here 0-0 on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
Time for the
No score in the 5th inning here at Cardines Field. We'll take 10 seconds for a station identification here on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
NCTV 18 Newport County, the World Wide Web, and on DVD. This is Newport Gulls Baseball on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
So Steve Hiscock has finished his warm-ups here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Throw down to second. Nice one by Mike Amendola. Quick score update for you guys listening in on the NECBL Broadcast Network. The New Bedford Bay Sox lead Vermont 1-0. That is in the bottom of the 6th inning. So Steve Hiscock now working in his 5th inning of work. See how he fares against this potent Gulls offense. He'll face Ian Tompkins, Mike Kaminsky, and Joey Manning. Here's the first pitch. That one is in there for a strike. Tompkins leading this Gulls offense with a .379 average coming into tonight.
Well, so far, no runs on 2 hits, 1 error, 4 left on base. Well, 2 errors, 4 left on base for the Westerners. For the Newport Gulls, no runs on 2 hits, 2 left on, and 1 error committed.
As that pitch is in there for a strike, so the count evens out at, the count is 1-2. Weather looks pretty good as that ball is lined foul down the first baseline.
Yeah, the radar totally clear. Not a bloop or a bleep out there.
It's a rare sight to see so
Lately.
far. But it's a great night for baseball here. Temperature dropping a little bit. But it's a nice New England night. So here's the 1-2 pitch to Tompkins. Breaking ball misses low. Nice pitch by Steve Hiscock. A waste pitch there.
Well,
seeing if he could get him to chase.
We've been getting score reports from a couple teams around the league. 2 teams were rained out tonight.
As Tompkins check swing fouled straight back.
North Adams was scheduled to play at North Shore. They were washed away. Keene Swamp was supposed to play at Lowell, rained out as well.
So it looks like we got a little rain to the north, but nice down here in the southern part of New England. So here's the 2-2 pitch. Another breaking ball. That one's in there for a strike. So that will be Steve Hiscock's 3rd strikeout of the night.
It was 3rd in a row.
That's right, 3rd in a row.
The right fielder, number 9.
So that will bring up Mike Kaminsky, batting .083 on the season. Here's the first pitch to him. Fastball outside half of the plate. That one's in there for a strike.
Don't go away to a commercial break coming up between the 5th and 6th innings. We'll take a live look into Manchester as they host the Dukes, or the All-Americans, American Defenders.
There we go. Their jerseys are actually some of the coolest I've seen so far this year, as every number holds a certain significance to our American history.
Yeah, if you get the cool camouflage pattern.
Yep. So it is 0-2. So that 0-2 pitch misses outside, gets away from Amendola. So count is 1-2 to Kaminsky. Here's the 1-2 pitch. That one is going to be hit to Mike Fabiashi. He'll dig that one and throw it on to Hain at first for their out. So 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th. Talk about some injuries to the Westerners lineup. Billy Burns getting the start in center field tonight. The Westerners' normal center fielder Sean Harrell has been out since the last game Steve Hiscock pitched, as he pulled his hamstring running a ball out down to first base. Haven't seen him since, but he's hoping to get back very soon. So that'll bring up Joey Manning. You hear those Irish fans chanting. It's the first pitch at him. Breaking ball in there for a strike. And talked about that injury to the Gulls catcher. Just a little bit on that in a second. As Manning hits that one to Billy Burns in the outfield. And that will retire the side. Tell you a little bit more about some things that the Westerners are doing to keep their players healthy after you guys take a listen into Manchester.
So keep it here live at Cardines Field as we listen in to a live look in to Manchester, Connecticut, as the Silkworms host the American Defenders of Pittsfield. Let's take a live look in.
And then dropped the glove at the last second, and the ball went over his head and rolled in foul territory, enabling Zinman to score all the way from first base.
I think you got to give it to Simon. I didn't think it was that good of a throw, and indeed it was, and he won. So correctly called and an unearned run.
Infield in, hot shot to third, and docking out of the way is Bob Warren, the third base coach for the American Defenders. Very quick move as he alertly got down, and that's why those third base coaches and first base coaches are wearing the helmets, but quick athleticism there from Warren.
And Warren yelled in just one word. He said, fair.
Oh, we'll see now if Brian Maker can straighten it out. He's behind 0-1. Simon through the full windup. Breaking ball, that's the curveball across the outside corner for a call strike. It's now 0-2.
Infield in for the Silkworms.
Simon has the pitch. Field. Again with the breaking ball outside corner for a call strike 3. Nager strikes out looking at the second strikeout picked up by the right-hander. And Merrill, looks like that curveball is really working for Simon early.
It's his best pitch thus far tonight. That one he might have got a little break on the call as one of those NECBL wide strikes, but nonetheless close enough to be called.
There you have it, a live look into Manchester, Connecticut, here on the ACBL Broadcast Network, powered by our internet connections here, as Mike Radomski, Mike Lord, and Merrill Myers had the call. At last check, the Manchester Silkworms were trailing the American Defenders 3-1 in the top of the 4th inning. We'll have another live look in later on in the broadcast. Once again, here's Max Peters.
Thanks a lot, Nick. Headed up to the plate for the Danbury Westerners this inning of Brian Valencia, Mike Amendola, and Kevin Rivers. See how they fare against Arnold, who's throwing a heck of a game so far. Some scoring updates. New Bedford still leads Vermont in the bottom of the 6th inning. Sanford still tied with Holyoke 0-0 in the bottom of the 6th inning. And as you just heard, Pittsfield leading Manchester 3-1. That's in the top of the 4th. First pitch to Valencia, strike fastball on the outside corner of the plate. So we've seen Arnold work on the corners, hanging out on the corners tonight. Nice job locating his pitches. Here's the 0-1 pitch to him as Valencia hits that one fair. First baseman Scott will flip to the covering Arnold for the out. So nice job fielding again by Arnold, getting over there to first base. Told you I'd tell you a little bit more about what the Westerners are doing to keep their players healthy. I spent some time in the bullpen catching some of their pitchers. My hands come a little sore after that. I mean, they throw pretty hard. A lot of them throwing in the high 80s, low 90s. Amendola at the plate now. First pitch to him is in there for a strike. But
you're a 5-tool broadcaster.
I know. I try to do what I can. I try to do what I can, Nick. And it helps me, gives me some practice for the college season. So the second pitch to Amendola is in there for a strike. Fastball on the outside corner of the plate. But
well, I guess you get up close and personal and really know what kind of stuff they throw, too, though.
Gives me a little scouting report on them, a personal scouting report, as that pitch misses a little low.
I'd get in there and do that, but I'd probably lose an eye or something.
Well, you know, I'm all geared up, so I think I'm all ready to go with them. But it's a little different catching them than from what I see when I play. As the 1-2 pitch misses, that'll even the count out at 2-2. So Amendola tonight grounded into that double play in the first, or hit into that double play in the first inning as he hits one to the shortstop. Garcia, he'll throw on to first for the out. So 2 outs here in the top of the 6th inning. And Kevin Rivers will step to the plate now. But so far tonight, the Westerners have not been able to get their offense going, but neither have the Newport Gulls, as this has turned into a pitcher's duel tonight. We've seen that so often this season so far. So Kevin Rivers will step to the plate now. First pitch to him, high fastball misses. 1-0. It's 8 o'clock here in Newport, Rhode Island. As Kevin Rivers skies one, not happy with himself, skies that one to the second baseman. First baseman will call him off, and that will retire the side. 1, 2, 3 they go here in the top of the 6th inning. Very fast inning. Arnold keeping his pitch count down, and to the bottom of the 6th inning we go on the NECBL Broadcast Network. And to the bottom of the 6th inning we go here at Cardines Field. I am Max Peters alongside Nick Lima here with your broadcast for the Danbury Westerners versus the Newport Gulls tonight. Nice look at the Irish fans as they are very loud here in Newport. So 2 up for Newport Gulls in this inning. Dave Benrod, Greg Garcia, and TJ Meinelstadt. So Steve Hiscock looks like he's settling into a groove out there on the mound.
Leading off for Newport 6, the second baseman, number 1, David Bentrod.
David Bentrod will step to the plate now. Here's the first pitch to him. Shows bunt, pulls it back as that ball was low and outside. So the count is 1-0. Vinny Gams looks like he's playing kind of in. Yeah, he'll be playing in on the corner there at third as that pitch misses low and away again. Mason Hain playing normal depth. Count to Bentrod is 2-0. 2-0 pitches in there for a strike, fastball. Here's the 2-1 pitch. That one is skied into right center field. Brian Valencia ranging over. Lost him behind a building over there, but it looks like he caught that one. And that will retire Bentrod.
Oh, another of the fancy quirks of Cardines Field, the warehouse, which we didn't even mention yet. The giant warehouse that makes up about half of the foul territory up the first base line, and actually goes into fair territory up that right field line.
Well,
we can't see, no one can see from this side of the ballpark what happens in that corner.
Brian Valencia could see what was going on as he retired Bentrod on that, as Garcia fouls one into the screen down the third baseline.
Oh, no score.
Pitcher's duel, as we've seen so often so far in this early season, as these players are getting used to swinging with those wood bats. Some of the players are first time swinging with those wood bats. So here's the pitch to Garcia. That one misses low. So the count is 1-1. Steve Hiscock looks into Amendola. Here's the 1-1 pitch. That one misses low and inside for a ball. 2-1 now. Looks like center fielder Billy Burns shaded over a little towards the right side of the field. Here's the pitch. That one misses high. So the count is 3-1 to Greg Garcia, Newport Gulls leadoff man. 2 ground outs tonight. And he draws a walk. So that will be I think that's the first walk of the night issued by Steve Hiscock.
Number 6.
Done a great job locating his pitches so far. That'll bring up TJ Meinelstadt. So the speedy Greg Garcia takes his lead off first base, being held on by Mason Hain. First pitch misses up.
Garcia, just the Gulls' 4th base runner. They've had 2 singles, a walk, and 1 runner reacher and an error.
It's only 2 hits. They've scattered those 2 hits so far through 5 2/3 inning here, or 5 1/3, as that pitch is fouled straight back into the screen. So the count to Meinelstadt is 1-1. Steve Hiscock working from the stretch now. Greg Garcia looking over to the third base coach for the Suns. He'll take his lead. Here's the pitch. That one is lined into right field. Billy Burns ranging over, will not be able to get that one. Garcia will try to head to third. Throw to third is in time and gets Garcia at third. Great heads-up play by Billy Burns out there in the outfield as he fired one. Was no cutoff on that play. Chaldon thought about cutting that one off as we take a look.
Well, looks like he had him on the tag. Garcia very disappointed with himself. It was very close, though.
Well, that is unfortunate for him, as I don't think a runner has reached third base for either team so far.
No one passed second yet. They've tried.
They definitely have tried. That is very true. So that'll bring up Joey Bergman, who singled in his last at bat. So give Milestad a single on that play.
Because Kevin Rivers was thrown out at the plate.
Yeah.
Back in the fourth.
Yep. Trying to score from second.
From second.
Believe. As Steve Hiscock checks the runner over at first base. Nice piece of hitting by TJ, that being his first hit of the season, I believe. So Steve Hiscock looks into Amendola. Here's the 1-0 pitch. That one swung foul tip into the glove of Amendola. So strike one there. Count evens out at 1-1. Miles Stout will take his lead as he's checked and dives back in there safely.
Good Lord, what is that on the third base line? Is that it? Yes, it is. It's a massive Irish flag the Irish fans have unveiled.
Well, luck of the Irish here. As Metalstat's going, throw by Amendola is wild, but it is caught by Chaldon as he dove to get that. Tried to apply the tag, but wasn't so lucky there. So
TJ Middlestad's first stolen base of the season.
TJ Middlestad will get a stolen base on that.
And there's a shot of the.
There's a shot of the Irish flag. That is a giant flag here at Cardines Field.
Half the grandstand. Those Irish fans, what will they think of next?
I don't know. You'll have to tell me later on in the season when we meet again. But pitch to Bergman misses low.
Speaking of that, these two teams will meet for the final time of the regular season on Tuesday, July 14th at Rogers Park in Danbury. So I'll round up the season series then.
So the count to Bergman is 3-1 as Middlestad takes his lead off third. 3-1 pitch misses. So that is the second walk issued by Steve Hiscock in this inning.
Well, a single, 2 walks. First time the Gulls have had more than one runner on in any inning of this ballgame.
There are 2 outs, so they will try to scratch across the run. A little 2-out rally here would not be such a bad thing for the Gulls. Timely hitting by Troy Scott would be very nice in this situation, as the first pitch to him is in there for a strike.
Scott looking for his first RBI. He's over 2 tonight, a strikeout, a fly out to right, making just his third start here in the Gulls uniform. It's now 1 for 7 in the season.
So the tall Troy Scott will dig in from the left side of the plate, slightly open stance. Here's the 0-1 pitch to him. That one misses a little low and inside for a ball. You can hear the nice pop off catcher Mike Amendola's glove. Fastball can't get up there.
Courtesy of our special effects microphone down in the backstop.
So here's the pitch. That one misses a little outside for a ball. Running the count to 2-1. Excuse me, 1-1. So the Gulls threatening with 2 outs here with runners on first and second. Here's the pitch to Scott. That one is in there for a strike. That'll even the count out at 2-2. So Steve Hiscock trying to work himself out of trouble here.
Well, you better do it now. Dangerous hitter in Tim Smalling due up next. You don't want to load the bases for him if you're Steve Hiscock.
So that pitch is a little inside.
Very close.
All the players on the West was trying to sell that call as they all took one step to the dugout, but that was the third ball of the at-bat. So the count runs full. Runners will be in motion here as the count is 3-2. Here's the payoff pitch to Scott. Fouled into the screen, and the runners will return back to first and second. So we'll do the 3-2 all over again here at Candace Field. Cardines Field. Steve Hiscock looks into Mike Amendola for the sign. He's set. Here's the payoff pitch. Runners are in motion, and he strikes out. And that will retire the side. So after putting runners on first and second base, the Gulls strand those two guys, and the score remains 0-0. And to the 7th inning we go for the rest of the call for this game. I'll send it back to Nick Lima. Excuse me, sorry, Nick. On the NECBL Broadcast Network. Well, to the 7th inning we go. To take you through the rest of this game will be the Gulls' 7-year veteran on the airwaves on the NECBL Broadcast Network, Nick Lima.
Thank you very much, Max. Fine job. As we head to the 7th, still no score in this one. We're knotted at nothing apiece, as both Chad Arnold and Steve Hiscock been putting goose eggs up on the scoreboard.
Some quick score updates for you guys listening in. New Bedford still leads Vermont 1-0 in the top of the 8th inning, and Sanford and Holyoke still tied up at 0-0 going into the top of the 7th inning.
Mason Hine, Anthony Chaldon, and Vinny Gans due up for the Westerners here in the 7th inning, as Chad Arnold's first pitch fastball is grounded foul up the third baseline. Well, still under bright skies here. The sun has set, though. And twilight will soon be upon us. The light's beginning to take effect now. Some high clouds in the distance. No rain in the forecast, though, for the remainder of the evening after a rainy morning, a rainy month of June. The 0-1 pitch. Swung on and driven down the left field line. That is just foul. Oh, foul by about a foot. That could have been extra bases for Mason Hine. Especially if it trailed off into that bullpen, it'd be an automatic ground rule double. Instead, it's just a long foul ball, and he's in a hole, 0-2.
Bet he wishes that that ball had stayed just one more foot fair.
Chad Arnold looks in, gets a sign from his catcher, Ian Tompkins. He winds and deals the 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, he struck him out. Tag is missed by Tompkins as he dropped the strike. It'll throw down to first for the out. It is strikeout number 9 for Tompkins. Strikeout 2-3. One away. Now Anthony Chaldon, who's 1 for 2, a strikeout and a single, has one of the 2 hits given up by Chad Arnold in this ball game, a single and a double. 2 hits also given up tonight, actually 3 hits by Steve Hiscock on the other side. And therefore a strike on Chaldon. It's 0-1. A lot of fans here tonight will almost certainly surpass 2,000 for the first time this season. The 0-1 pitch. Skips in there, ball 1.
I like to call that one a 59-footer, as that one did bounce in front of the plate. Nice job by Tompkins blocking that pitch.
And the Gulls grounds crew, all volunteers, did a fine job of getting this field ready after it was inundated the last couple days. 0-1 pitch outside, ball 2.
Talking to the pitching coach for the Westerners on the bus ride up today, had a very long bus ride. I mentioned
the bus breaking down.
Rogers Park right now is completely underwater. So
2-1. Squares for a bunt, tries to put a drag bunt, but misses the ball.
So with rain in the forecast for tomorrow, don't know if they're going to be able to get the game in over there. So that'll be the 5th rain out for the Westerners this season so far.
Wow.
Hoping to get that game in, as tomorrow is a very big day over at Rogers Park.
Arnold from the windup, he kicks and delivers the 2-2 pitch. Swung on, hit hard up the first base line, but foul. Rolling towards the concession stand concourse.
First base coach Corey Mascara did a little dance over there to get out of the way of that one.
Once again, Arnold gets ready. Here's the 2-2. Swung on and popped up. Shallow left field, actually on the infield. Who wants it? It's the shortstop, Tim Spaulding. Rings it in, makes a catch for out number 2. A lot of infield pop-ups in this game as a couple of pitchers who have not been contacted very well. Just the one big double by Melvin Castillo off of Arnold was the hardest hit ball of the night off of Chad Arnold. And on the other side, just 3 singles given up off of Steve Hiscock. All of them bloopers. Benny Gann stands in now, takes the first pitch curve on the inside corner or strike. Gann's 0 for 2. Bounced to short, grounded out to the first baseman.
Gann's trying to get back into the swing of things as he redshirted at William Patterson this year.
Squares for a bunt. Takes it low and away. Peeled on the first base umpire. DJ Nieto says he went around. Strike 2.
Gans was injured in spring training this year. Did not see any time this year on that William Patterson ball club.
Always have a couple players on the roster who are in similar circumstances. Steve Peterson, one of them, he was a transfer though. The 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, he struck him out. A curveball from Chad Arnold. Number 10 for Chad Arnold, and he has pitched 7 innings of scoreless baseball. He sat down the last 7 straight. 2 strikeouts here in the 7th for Arnold. 10 total. Let's pick up Newport Gulls. Public address announcer Dono Hanley. 7th inning stretch time here at Cardines Field.
Take me out to the ball game, and I warn you, there are no scouts from American Idol here tonight, so you don't have to be nervous. Let's get up and sing. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and cracker jack. I don't care if I ever get back for it's root for the Gulls team. If they don't win, it's a shame. For it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old game.
7th inning stretch time here at Cardines Field. We're knotted at nothing apiece. No score. Back in a moment on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
Third baseman.
Out for a 7th inning of work, it's Steve Hiscock. And a little bit of trouble in the 6th, giving a pair of walks and a single, as Tim Smalling skies a first pitch he sees over to the left and out of play. Lands on America's Cup Avenue and takes a high hop, high enough to be seen again.
Better call
that ball must have bounced about 25 feet up in the air. Straight up and straight back down.
Some scoring updates for you. I guess I'll give them to you after this next pitch by Steve Hiscock.
Smalling stands in 0 for 2, reach on an error. Curveball is lifted into left field. That's going to drop in for a base hit. Hoop single by Tim Smalling is just the 4th hit of the ball game for the Gulls, and they had the go-ahead run on first base.
All right, so with some more score updates from the NECBL, New Bedford still leads Vermont 1-0. They're in the bottom of the 8th. Pittsfield all over Manchester, 6-1. They're in the bottom of the 5th. And Sanford and Holyoke still remain tied at 0 going into the top of the 8th here, or up in Holyoke, Massachusetts.
The other 2 games in the league both rained out tonight. Keene at Lowell, North Adams and North Shore, both games in the North Shore of Boston area. So they must have gotten some thunderstorms there as the pitch is taken inside. And as the catcher, Amendola, looked to throw back to first, but first baseman Hain wasn't there covering. Showing bunt was Ian Tompkins. Tompkins stands in now. Showing bunt again. Here's the pitch. Bunts it up the first base line. It's a hard, fast roller. First baseman picks it up himself. Hain applies the tag. Sacrifice is successful. Advancing to second is Tim Smalling. The Gulls have the go-ahead run in scoring position. 3 assisted on the sacrifice bunt.
Great bunt. That was a great bunt laid down. Right up the first base line. Hain had no other choice but to tag the runner out.
Do you have an official attendance report? 2,103, 2103. So just over 2,100 fans here tonight. It is the first game above 2,000 fans of the season and the largest crowd of the season. Here's Mike Kaminsky. He takes the first pitch, low and away, ball 1. Kaminsky is over 2. A fly out to center and a ground out. So 4 hits now for the Gulls in the game, all of them singles. He goes a pair of walks, both of which came in the 6th inning. So you don't wonder if Hiscock is starting to tire here. The pitch. Ground ball hits off into the shortstop. Charging is Sheldon, and he throws to third, and he is out. Well, he took a real risk there to try and get that lead runner, but it was successful. It will be 6-5 on the fielder's choice.
Yet again, we see another runner cut down at third. I don't know how many times you've seen that tonight, but I mean, it's
second time for the Gulls. Plus happened once for the Westerners. Westerners also lost a runner at the plate. No one has been able to get past and stay on third base here tonight. Here's Joey Manning 0 for 2. Pop up to the first baseman, fly to center. The pitch. Ground ball, foul up third base side. So quickly 2 outs now. And what could have started as a good inning here for Newport, the single and the sac bunt, running scoring position, now just has the runner at first. Nullifies the sac bunt essentially. So this first game above 2,000 fans could set a new trend for Newport here, as last season they set the NECBL record with 15 consecutive night games, all above 2,000 fans, for the first time in history of the league that happened. 2008, in the 0-1 pitch. Ground ball, broken bat, grounder on the left side. The pitcher has to field it, falls, throws wild to first, gets away, grounding second, hitting to third. Will be Mike Kaminsky, and he's going to be there standing. So the Newport Gulls will get runners at the corners here. It will be a hit all the way, as Joey Manning definitely cracked his bat, and Steve Hiscock had no choice to try to field himself off the mound about 6 feet to the right of the mound, and as he was trying to field it, he must have slipped on the wet grass. And right out of the dugout is Jamie Shevik to check on his starter, make sure he's still okay, didn't twist an ankle or anything.
It's actually pitching coach Sean Fesh, but
Sean Fesh out there.
Umpires out there to check on him too. They rushed out there immediately after Hiscock stood and I think he held his ankle, it looked like.
They throw a couple of warm-up tosses here. They're going to watch to make sure he's still okay on the plant. Seemed like he was fine. Hiscock, very tall, wiry pitcher.
I think he's 6'2",
165.
165. Pretty light guy, but he still stands at 6'2". Great build for a pitcher.
Sean Fesh still talking things over with Hiscock, making sure he's okay. Well, gives him back the ball. It's a tough situation here now for the Newport Gulls. You're going to wonder if they're buying time for the bullpen. See if you can get a camera angle on the bullpen. Get a shot of who's warming up there as the Newport Gulls have the go-ahead run 90 feet away here for the first time tonight. The team is finally going to run on third base. Infield single by Joey Manning.
First runner that we've seen on third base all night.
And there is action in the bullpen. Looks like double-barreled action. Let's see, number 35, and who is the other one? It's number 31. We'll check on that in a moment as Hiscock comes to the set here to face David Bentrott. First pitch high, and it hits him. Bentrott's hit by a pitcher and loads the bases. Well, Steve Hiscock, who didn't hit, hits his first batter of the season. He only hit 4 through 71 innings of work for Rollins College this spring. Now a hit batsman puts a go-ahead run 90 feet away. More insurance at second, more at third. Bases loaded, here's Greg Garcia. First pitch comes inside, ball 1. A walk here would give the Newport Gulls a lead, as Danbury does have Drew Zamzinia and Teddy Herbo warming up in the bullpen. The 1-0 to Garcia, swung on, foul to the screen. It's 1-1. Bases loaded here on a fielder's choice, an infield single, and a hit batsman, but there are 2 outs. Oh, the Gulls can't afford a squandy here in a 0-0 game. Garcia is 0 for 2. He's thrown out at third back in the 6th inning. He did walk to get on base. The pitch, curveball, swung on and missed, strike 2. Beautiful motion of the curveball that time from Hiscock.
We'll see what he decides to go with here. He does have that nasty curveball and that overpowering fastball in his arsenal.
The pitch. Strike 3 called on the inside corner. Garcia knew it. He heads back to the dugout, and the Newport Gulls have a squander here in the 7th. They leave him loaded and do not score. We are through 7 innings of baseball here at Cardines Field. Still, it's the Newport Gulls nothing, the Danbury Westerners nothing. The pitching duel continues next here on the NECBL Broadcast Network. Well, there you see it. If you're watching on Team Line, the video, it's Tag the Gully, and the largest Tag the Gully we've seen this season for Cardines. It's the tradition that's been long-standing here in Newport in the end of the 7th inning. A lot of young kids have to run, tag Gully in center field, the mascot, then run back to the third baseline up by the bullpen. And with such a large crowd, over 200 young children just ran out there, and oh boy, it's going to take a while to get them all off the field. Unique game here in the NACBL. Of course, many of the teams in this league have the little games on the field in between innings, keep the fans entertained. Something you don't see in the major league level, though a lot of minor league teams are doing it now. But it's very common here in the NACBL and other collegiate summer leagues. As Tag the Gully wraps up here, and about 200 people have to make their way back off the field now.
See how much the stands empty out.
Yeah, just all those parents over there with the little kids. They put a height rule in about 5 years ago, because before that they had 11, 12, 14-year-olds running out there, and Gully was getting beat up out in center field. But now they've got Gully protected by 4 or 5 interns with the orange Newport Gulls staff shirts, all making sure that everyone is of the right height and not beating up on Gully too much. There's a new Gully this year. Gully was... the suit was donned by Jill Holbrook each of the last 5 seasons here in Newport, and she retired from the job this year, though she's still around, graduated from American University. Jill missed here at Cardines Field. She's been around for a couple of games to stop in, but not putting the suit on anymore. I'm not sure who's. I think there's a couple of different people in the mascot outfit this year, but Gully, one of the more famous mascots here in the NACBL. Maybe the Mountaineers' dastardly mascot. I don't know if you met Skip yet.
I haven't. I did not take the trip up there, so I don't think I'm going to get to see him this year, as we only went up there we played 3 games up there, actually.
Yeah, if you do get to see him, watch out for him in his water gun. He is notorious for it. Well, it's a new pitcher for the Newport Gulls, and TJ Walls, as expected, he's coming on in relief here in the 8th inning, and he'll face Melvin Castillo. So TJ Walls pitching now for the Gulls. First pitch is low, ball 1 to Melvin Castillo. This is his Newport Gull debut. He was slated to start tonight's ball game, but was scratched pretty late. Chad Arnold was put in as Walls is planning on trying out for the Team USA baseball team. They'll be barnstorming throughout the NACBL in the coming weeks. A 2-0 pitch now to Castillo on the inside corner, called strike. No score. We're here in the 8th inning. Chad Arnold's night is done. His pitch count starting to get up there through 7 innings of work, so he can win this game. Can't lose it either, though. Leaves with a no decision after really a great performance tonight. Pitch is bunted, foul to the backstop. Counts even at 2-2. We'll get a final line on Chad Arnold. 7 innings, 10 strikeouts, 3 walks, and just 2 hits, both of them singles. 1 wild pitch. It's a great night by Arnold. Won't get a decision, though. The pitch is swung on and missed. His throw down to first in time for the strikeout, 2-3. So the first batter that TJ Walls faces goes down by way of the K. Walls at the University of Kansas for the Jayhawks. Went 8-3 this spring, a 4.70 ERA, 15 appearances, made 14 starts, including a complete game. He worked 82 1/3 innings. It's a business major for the University of Kansas. 83 hits, 49 runs, 43 of them earned, walking 34, but fanning 88. Pitches swung on, hit on the right field line, foul, and out of play. This spring, 12 doubles, 11 home runs. Opponents hitting .264 against them. 5 wild pitches, 5 hit batters, and a couple balks. 88 strikeouts to 34 walks. Pitch is in there for a strike, a fastball from TJ Walls. Don't have much of a scouting report on him yet, as he's just joined the team as far as what kind of pitch selection he has, but it seems he has a fastball, changeup, and curveball at least to pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Back-to-back strikeouts here as Mike Fabiashi goes down. That's the 12th strikeout of the night for Gulls pitching. Now we cycle around to the top of the order, and Billy Burns, who's 0 for 2, a walk, and a pair of strikeouts himself. So TJ Walls, the right-hander, 6 foot, 175 pounds, native of Omaha, Nebraska, making his Gulls debut here, and he's doing pretty well so far. Billy Burns stands in now. The go-ahead run at the plate, the pitch, and therefore strike.
Sounds like he's got that popping fastball. He also has, I don't know if you've noticed, but he has a little hitch in his motion, which will be very deceptive to the batters at the plate.
Working out the windup. The 0-1, he kicks and fires. Fastball outside corner, a called strike, and he's got some good stuff. He might be throwing around 92, 93 miles an hour.
Sound off the glove like that, I would not be surprised.
Pitch for the Duluth Huskies in the Northwoods Collegiate Baseball League last summer as 0-2 misses just outside. Burns not chasing. Last season went 1 for 4, 2.34 ERA, 9 starts, 65 strikeouts, and 50 innings of work for the Huskies in the Northwoods League. And the pitch is a strike 3. Well, Billy Burns comes on in the 8th in his Newport Gulls debut. He strikes out the side in order. We are still scoreless here at Cardines Field. We go to the last of the 8th next on the NECBL Broadcast Network. We go to the last of the 8th, still scoreless, nothing between the Gulls and the Westerners here at Cardines Field. I'm Nick Lima, joined by Max Peters in the NECBL Broadcast Network. It'll be TJ Middlestad, Joey Bergman, and Troy Scott barring a pinch hitter due up for the Gulls here in the 8th to face a new pitcher for Danbury.
New pitcher is going to be Teddy Hervel on the mound. Second year with the Westerners so far this season. He has a 4.5 ERA in 2 appearances, pitching only 2 innings. He's kind of a specialist kind of guy pitching to the lefties. We'll see if he's in there to face the lefty who's coming up to the plate now.
So, the lefty-lefty matchup here for the first time tonight as the Westerners turn to a southpaw here.
Hervel brings a lot. His breaking stuff is what's to be talked about here, though. He doesn't have that much of an overpowering fastball, but you'll see him throw in that off-speed stuff, nasty changeup, and a big breaking ball. See what he goes with here.
Number 6,
Middlestad, Bergman, and Scott due up in the 8th. First pitch to TJ. Squares for a bunt, puts it up the third base line, charging hard up the line. The third baseman gloves, bare hands, throws the first out of time. An infield bunt single for TJ Middlestad. Oh, how about that?
Let's give you some scoring updates real quick while we wait for the batter to get settled and Hervel to get back on the mound. New Bedford and Vermont are now tied 1-1 in the top of the 9th, and Sanford and Holyoke still remained all tied up at 0. They're in the top of the 9th as well.
I was watching the replay. Very close at first base, but he did beat the throw by a step as Gans had a bare-handed. Just couldn't get it in time. Middlestad really showing off his speed. Now showing bunt is Joey Bergman, but he ducks out of the way as the pitch comes inside on him. Ball 1. Bergman is 1 for 2. He lined to second, singled, and walked.
That curveball just didn't break enough as that stayed inside.
From the stretch, Teddy Hervel's 1-0 pitch. Ground ball bounced to the pitcher. He has it, throws to second, and he throws down to first. Looks like everyone's safe. The runner takes off to third. There will be no throw as he holds up there. The ball gets away into the bullpen. Holding at third is TJ Middlestad, and with nobody out, the Gulls have runners at the corners.
So big spot for the Gulls right here.
It's going to go in the books as a fielder's choice as Hervel, instead of getting the sure at first, tried to get the lead runner at second, but Middlestad was safe there. Then they're going to charge an error on the play. It'll be the Westerners' 3rd error of the ball game. It's going to be charged with the shortstop, Shaldone, who threw the ball away at first base that allowed Middlestad to reach third. So for the second time tonight, the Gulls have a runner 90 feet away, but this time, not with 2 outs. This time it's with no one out, and the heart of the order due up here for Newport. Their best opportunity right now of the night. They left them loaded in the 7th, but here in the 8th, the Gulls have runners at the corners, and Troy Scott at the plate. He's overdue. 0 for 3 tonight with a pair of strikeouts. They face the lefty, a lefty-lefty matchup here as the southpaw Hervel takes his time. Toes the rubber, looks in for the signs from Amendola. At third base, it's Middlestad. At first base, it's Bergman. Here's the pitch. Up and away, ball 1. Troy Scott came in batting an even 200, making his 3rd start here tonight for the Newport Gulls. And has a chance to be the hero right there. We're knotted at nothing apiece. It's been that way all along, obviously. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Outside corner, a called strike. Scoreless baseball from both starters, who are now both out of the ball game. Steve Hiscock for the Westerners and Chad Arnold for the Newport Gulls. both leave this game with no decisions, despite pitching scoreless baseball through 7. The pitch. Curveball is lifted down the left field line. In left field, Rivers is there. He has it. Makes the catch. Here's the throw to the plate. It is not in time. Newport Gulls take a 1-0 lead on a sacrifice fly by Troy Scott. And here in the 8th, finally, a 0-0 tie is broken open, and the Gulls lead it 1-0.
So you saw Hervel there throw a breaking ball that just stayed a little too far up in the zone. Nice piece of hitting.
Watch the replay on the sac fly, and the throw to the plate was late by just a second, allowing plenty of time for TJ Middlestat to tag and score with the go-ahead run.
We would
Now
like to
conference
make
on the mound.
a congratulations shout out to
As the Gulls
Lieutenant
finally
Colonel Mark Fleming of the U.S.
become
Air
the first
Force,
team to score here, and that's going to do it for
graduated
Teddy
Naval War
Hervel.
College today.
So Teddy Hervel exits. A new pitcher enters the ball game. We have a pitching change coming in this game from Cardane's Field. We'll come back and tell you about the new pitcher next here on the NECBL Broadcast Network. Nothing. Newport Gulls lead the Danbury Westerners in a pitching change in this ball game. We'll take 10 seconds first for station identification here on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
NCTV 18 Newport County, the World Wide Web, and on DVD. This is Newport Gulls Baseball on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
It will be on Wednesday evening, June 24th.
1-0 Gulls lead here in the 8th, and Newport still threatening for more. New pitcher for the Westerners, and Max Peters will tell us more about him.
New pitcher for the Westerners is going to be Sean Keeler out of Franklin Pierce. So far this season in 3.2 innings of work. He's posted a 2.45 ERA with 4 strikeouts. Batters are batting a 214 off him, but he comes in this game in a big spot with runners on second and third, and there's no out still. Hervel was not able to record an out in the inning as he gave up a run.
So
there is a pitching change for the
Gulls
Westerners.
have runner at second base here. One down as Tim Spaulding will bat here to face Sean Keeler, making his Danbury Westerners leading 6th appearance of the season in relief.
Some quick scoring updates for you. Pittsfield leads Manchester 7-1. That's in the bottom of the 6th. Sanford and Holyoke still tied at 0. They're in the bottom of the 9th.
Oh.
New Bedford and Vermont, that's all knotted up at 1, and they're in the bottom of the 9th as well.
They may be going to extra innings all around the league tonight. Let's see what happens here in Newport as the Gulls try to avoid that possibility by playing some more runs. Check on the runner at second as Jerry Bergman has to hop back on the bag. Bergman reach on the fielder's choice. Advance to second on the error by the shortstop, Chaldone. Here's the pitch. Swung on. Sky to right field. Valencia has a beat on it. He will make the catch for the out. Retreating back to second is Bergman. So 2 down now. As Smalling flies to right. He's now 1 for 4 in the ball game. Here's Ian Tompkins, 0 for 2, a sac bunt, strikeout, and a grounder.
Number 24, Ian Tompkins.
Tompkins came in lean. He goes in batting average at 379, but is hitless tonight. Hitless here on Wednesday night, too. 0 for 2 with a walk. Pitch, ground ball to the second baseman. Here's the throw to first in time. It was off the glove of the pitcher, Keeler, and it really slowed the ball down. Fabiashi had to charge hard. Glove and did throw to get Tompkins just in time for the out that retires the side. But the Newport Gulls get the go-ahead run home here on the sacrifice fly by Troy Scott that scored TJ Middlestat. And we are through 8 innings of baseball. We go to the 9th, and the last chance for the Westerners is next. A 1-0 ball game here on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
Stay tuned. Stats, updated standings, and the exclusive Player of the Game interview just minutes after the final pitch on the Newport Gulls post-game report on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
Back here now at Cardines Field, we go to the ninth, and it'll be up to TJ Walls now to try and preserve the win for himself. Walls, pitcher of record here, is Chad Otto, with a strong 7 innings of scoreless baseball, striking out 10. Walls came on and struck out the side in the 8th in order. His Gulls debut, and now look to pick up a win. He'll have to face the 2, 3, 4 hitters in the Westerners order. Danbury at 5-5 on the season. Newport Gulls at 5-3. Both teams looking for win number 6 here tonight. But it's the Gulls who have the advantage here in the 9th. And a 1-0 lead. Brian Valencia is 0 for 3. A strikeout, he flied to left and ground out 3-1. TJ Wall stands in. The pitch. Up and away, ball 1. The hard-throwing right-hander out of the Jayhawks of University of Kansas. 1-0 is low. Ball 2. Well behind the first batter he faced in the 8th inning, and Castillo then got Burns and Fabiacci on 3 pitches to strike out. Swinging. Pitches up and high. Ball 3 now. Walls, sophomore at the University of Kansas this spring, fires a 3-0 pitch, a fastball outside corner, a called strike. For Scott Catholic High School, he led the state of the state of Nebraska with 136 strikeouts his senior year. 81 innings of work as the pitch was in there for a strike. And from 3-0, he's worked the count full 3-2.
Well, Nebraska's certainly a big baseball state, so that's a feat in itself, leading the state of Nebraska there.
The payoff pitch is fouled to the left, and in that senior year at Scott Catholic High School, went 11-1 with a 1.81 ERA. And this spring, he went 8-3 in 14 starts, a complete game, 15 overall appearances, a 4.70 ERA for the University of Kansas. Struck out the side here in the 8th. Here's the 3-2 pitch in the 9th. The pitch is swung on and skied to deep center, now left center field. Who wants it? It's DJ Middlestad makes a catch, and there's 1 out in the 9th. A 1-0 ball game. The Gulls finally plating the go-ahead run in the last of the 8th. Newport also got the go-ahead run home in the last of the 8th here at Cardines on Wednesday against the North Adams Steeplecats in a 3-2 victory. Newport trying to improve to 4-1 at home, 3-0 on the homestand before they go back on the road.
The catcher.
Tomorrow to face Manchester.
15, Mike.
Pitch Dean Wolsianski against Chris Brine at Northwest Park on the air at 6:50. First pitch at 7 o'clock. Here's the pitch to Brian Valencia. It's out and away, ball 1. Rather, Mike Amendola. Valencia who flies to left. The pitch, swing and a miss. A big cut that time from Amendola, but get off balance on a changeup from TJ Walls. 1-1.
Not be surprised if he's throwing actually in the mid-90s. As you see, Amendola, straight fastball hitter.
There's a sinking fastball in the inside corner for a strike, and he has some good stuff, getting that location very well. 1-2 the count on Amendola. He's 0 for 3. Pitch, curve, I was up and away. That is the first curveball we've seen from Walls. Walls from the windup. He kicks and deals a 2-2 pitch. Swing and a pop-up. Maybe playable in the infield. Now in the outfield grass, Garcia, the shortstop, makes the catch and is 2 down. He had to go a long way out there, but stayed in the air long enough for him to get there for the out. 2 away. And now Kevin Rivers is the Westerners' last chance. It's a 1-0 ball game. The Gulls were shut out in the first game of the season by Manchester in Northwest Park, where they'll be going tomorrow, 1-0. Newport has not been shut out since then. Now the Gulls looking for their first shutout of the season. Rivers stands in from the left side. He's 0 for 2 with the walk. Thrown out at a home plate back in the 4th. The pitch, foul tip to the backstop. It's 0-1. Well, North Shore rained out tonight. The Gulls, with a win here, could gain a half a game on the Navigators and move to within a game of first place. The 0-1 pitch, inside, 1-1. Should Rivers reach, Mason Hine waits on deck, barring any pinch hitters. Still some bright skies to our west. Here's the 1-1. Foul tip to the backstop. It's 1-2. The Westerners are down to their last strike. This game has moved right along. We're not even to the 2-hour and 15-minute mark yet.
One of the fastest games I've seen so far in this young season, but
TJ Walls looks in, gets a sign from Tompkins. He's ready, though. 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, he struck him out, and the Gulls win it here at Cardines Field. Newport takes a 1-0 victory over the Danbury Westerners as TJ Walls, in 2 perfect innings of relief, picks up the win for Chad Arnold, who went 7 strong innings of scoreless baseball, and a sacrifice fly becomes the difference in a ball game that was hard fought by both teams. Gulls win here at Cardines, 1-0, the final score. Well, we'll be back in just a moment. The Newport Gulls post-game report continues in a few moments here on the NECBL Broadcast Network. Stay tuned. Max and I will be back to wrap things up next. We have a full 20-minute post-game report coming up now.
Hey, Gulls fans.
Back here now at Cardines Field as our Newport Gulls post-game report begins. Totals so in this game for the Danbury Westerners. No runs on 2 hits, 3 errors, 4 left on base. For the Newport Gulls, 1 run on 6 hits, 1 error. They stranded 8. The game took 2 hours and 25 minutes to play. It was watched by the largest crowd of the season here at Cardines of 2,103. The win goes to TJ Walls in relief. He improves to 1-0 on the season as Newport Gulls defeat Danbury 1-0. Starting lines for the pitchers in this one. For the Newport Gulls starter Chad Arnold, 7 innings of work, no runs, 2 hits, 3 walks, 10 strikeouts, and a wild pitch. For Steve Hiscox, 7 innings of work, himself, no runs, 5 hits, 2 walks, 5 strikeouts, and he hit a batsman. Each starter picks up a no decision in this one as the Gulls defeat the Danbury Westerners 1-0. Next time these two teams will meet won't be until Tuesday, July 14, 2009 at Rogers Park in Danbury, Connecticut, as the Newport Gulls take a 1-0 series lead against the Westerners with just 1 game remaining in the season series. Newport Gulls' next game will be tomorrow as Newport travels to Manchester. We'll tell you more about that one in a little bit. Next home game for the Gulls will be next Wednesday to face the Holyoke Blue Sox. Well, Max, it was a hard-fought game by both teams here tonight between the Westerners and the Gulls, and an eventual 1-0 victory for Newport. I think this game could have gone either way, though.
yes, it definitely could have. As we saw, starting pitchers for both sides very solid, but it was in the end the bullpen that for the Westerners, as we've seen in both of Steve Hiscox's starts, that they can't get the win for him. And I mean, what are you going to do? I mean, as the season goes on, I'm sure pitching will get better, and I'll talk to Coach Shevchuk on the bus on the way home, and see what his thoughts on it are. But I'm sure that he thinks this game could have gone either way. I'm sure he wishes that his players could have gotten more timely hits, as such as the Westerners did leave 4 runners on base on 2 hits. But I mean, all the same, they head up. We have a game at home tomorrow against the Lowell All-Americans. A big day for the Westerners as it's a big night as they play the Lowell All-Americans during the day, and actually they have a kind of a semi-pro old-timers game going on at night. It should be a great time. So all of you Danbury fans who are listening in that are in range of coming to the game should come out tomorrow night for the afternoon game and tomorrow night's game. It will be a lot of fun. But I mean, it's going to be a tough loss for these guys, and they'll just head back tomorrow if they don't get rained out and just try to get a win against the Lowell All-Americans.
So the Newport Gulls will go back on the road tomorrow. Max, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you very much.
We'll see you on July 14th. So the final hit tonight, Newport Gulls 1, Danbury Westerners nothing. Don't go away, though. Our post-game report isn't done yet. Still a lot more to come. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few moments with the NCBL Broadcast Network with out-of-town scores next. And just some out-of-town scores to report for you. They go to the last of the 9th as the New Bedford Bay Sox and Vermont Mountaineers play an interdivision game at Recreation Field in Montpelier, Vermont. Still tied at 1, so about to go to extra innings unless the Mountaineers can score in the last of the ninth. Last of the sixth at Manchester, and the Silkworms host the American Defenders of Pittsfield, also in interdivision action. The American Defenders lead the Silkworms 7-1. It's a final now out of Holyoke as the Blue Sox defeat the Sanford Mainers 1-0 the final score. That's the only other final here tonight. Keene at Lowell rained out tonight as Lowell supposed to host the Swamp Bats. The North Shore Navigators also rained out as well. They were set to host the North Adams Steelcats. So 2 more rainouts to add to the busy schedule here in July after all games were rained out here last night. So again, the Newport Gulls winning here tonight. It took 2 hours, 25 minutes. It was watched by 2,103 as Gulls win it 1-0 here at Cardines Field. And strong pitching of Chad Arnold and TJ Walls. Next Newport Gulls game will be on the road tomorrow at Manchester at Northwest Park. We'll be on the air pregame show at 6:50. First pitch at 7 o'clock. Pitch Dean Wolosonsky in his Newport Gulls debut. No record yet this season out of Ohio State University. He'll face Chris Brine for the Manchester Silkworms. 0-2 in the season, an ERA at 3.46. It's tomorrow, Saturday. We'll be on the air at 6:50. The pregame show, first pitch at 7 o'clock. We hope you'll join us for that one. And again, the Newport Gulls' next home game will be Wednesday, June 24th. Versus the Holyoke Blue Sox as interdivision play continues on the air with pregame show at 6:05, first pitch at 6:35. Don't go away though, still a lot more to come. We'll be down the field with our Newport Gulls Player of the Game interview. That's next in just a few minutes here on the NECBL Broadcast Network. Stay tuned, the post-game show continues when we come back. And welcome back here at Cardines Field as our Newport Gulls post-game report continues. Nick Lehman now joined by Newport Gulls starting pitcher Chad Arnold. Chad picked up the no decision tonight despite allowing no runs through 7 innings, but striking out 10.
Yeah, not bad. Just try to keep the game close, and I just got in a groove, and everything was going well. I mean, in time the offense will come, so it was a good game to watch.
Chad, this is your second season here with the Newport Gulls. What's your back here for another trip?
It's awesome being back, first of all. I mean, everything's great. It feels like nothing's really changed.
Now, it seems like you worked off some stuff in the off-season, if you could call it, out of college this spring, coming in here with dominating with these strikeouts here tonight.
Yeah, last year was my first summer off of Tommy John, kind of still trying to figure things out, and had a good season. Just getting back into it and continuing on to the summer, so everything's going good.
The offense still a bit slow, but it's been the defense and the Newport Gulls pitching that has carried the team here thus far this season as the Newport Gulls take the victory 1-0 here tonight over the Danbury Westerners. The sacrifice fly, the difference in the ball game, but another big difference was TJ Walls making his Newport Gulls debut, coming out in the 8th to strike out the side, and again in the 9th, pitching us a perfect 9th inning to preserve the victory for Newport and actually earn the win himself.
Yeah. I mean, the pitching's been great, and that's kind of what we need at the moment. But offense will come around. TJ did great. Come in, did his job. Things are start coming around. These wins are gonna be a little easier, I'm sure.
It'll be next week for the Gulls to see Cardines Field again after going 3-0 in this homestand. Of course, the rain out on the road yesterday. Newport never actually made the trip. Gulls have a tough road trip this weekend to play Manchester tomorrow, a team that shut Newport out 1-0 back on opening night. And then we'll travel a long way up to Vermont, a trip that everyone dreads, of course, here from Newport, the longest travel distance in the league from Newport to Montpelier on Sunday.
Yeah. We got 2 games on the road. I think we should try to carry this momentum at home all the way there. I mean, Vermont, like I said, is a long trip, but I think we can do it.
Chad Arnold, Newport Gulls starting pitcher, picked up the no decision tonight, but certainly pitched extremely well. 7 innings of scoreless baseball and 10 strikeouts. Congratulations, you're Newport Gulls player of the game, and good luck the rest of the season. Welcome back.
Thank you.
Don't go away, folks. We'll be right back to wrap things up next here on the NECBL Broadcast Network. And welcome back one final time here at Cardines Field in Newport, Rhode Island. The Newport Gulls defeat the Danbury Westerners in an interdivision play here tonight, 1-0, the final score, thanks to the pitching of Chad Arnold, TJ Walls, as a sacrifice fly proves to be the difference. A 1-0 win for the Gulls, who will go back on the road tomorrow. Let's pause for a moment and thank those who made this broadcast possible. The executive producer of Newport Gulls Baseball and our director tonight, Tom Lima, on-site engineer and dugout camera person, Hayden James. Left field camera person and associate producer for this ball game was Andrew Greer. And statistician, Nick Tasso. I'm Nick Lehman here at Cardines Field. The Gulls win at 1-0 here tonight. We'll go on the road tomorrow to play the Manchester Silkworms on the Nth pregame show. 6:50, first pitch at 7 o'clock from Manchester, Connecticut, as the Gulls travel on Sunday to Vermont to play the Mountaineers. An off day on Monday for return to action here at Cardines Field. Actually, next Wednesday night. We'll be on the air with our next game here at Cardines. First pitch at 6:05. Pregame show at 6:05, first pitch at 6:35. Again, we'll be on the road tomorrow. Hope you listen on the NCBL Broadcast Network as the Newport Gulls improve to 6-3 here tonight with a victory over the Danbury Westerners, 1-0 the final score. I'd like to thank you all for watching. Hope you tune into our next broadcast. And until then, so long, everybody.